I was walking down the street one day, didn't know love was on its way. You put me in cuffs and read my rights. You're my partner in love tonight. To serve and protect our love, sworn under oath to the stars above. I got your back, you've got mine too. Together we'll see this through. Got me arrested in the court of love, judge and jury from above. Life sentence don't feel too wrong when you're by my side all along. To serve and protect our love, sworn under oath to the stars above. I got your back, you got mine too. Together we'll see this through. Lights flashing in your eyes.
Hello, everybody. Woohoo! Another watch party is happening today, and this time it is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, 1984. I, I hope that you guys like this movie. I mean, I can't stop thinking about this movie. This is one of those movies that I saw when I was still a teenager, and it was so much fun. So much fun. It was just one of the most exciting things that I had seen, other than Star Wars, other than like Terminator, like the pacing, everything was just so incredible. Um, I absolutely love this movie, and I hope we can go through this movie and talk about it. I know it's not a perfect movie, and there's certain things that you can, when you're a kid, you'll love, but as a grown up, I still love it. Unfortunately, and well, fortunately too, because I think it's still a very competent movie, and in spite of the controversies and probably some other things that we can discuss. We don't have to get into too much detail. We want to have fun around here, but it is definitely one of when you mention to people like, oh, what is your favorite Indiana Jones movies? A lot of times people will say this one. This is their favorite, and I'm like, wow. Okay, I'm not alone. For a long time, uh, you know, uh, Temple of Doom was my favorite. But then when I reviewed, uh, you know, uh, Raiders of the Lost Ark, I, I was like, ooh, this has to be one of the most perfect action movies there's ever been made. And so Temple of Doom, awesome, awesome, awesome. um let's see who's in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this movie? What do you how are you feeling about it? DJ Knight says it's another watch party with RNG. Yes. And with the movie Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. Sergeant Giratana is here. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Keith E is in the house. Brought the donuts for the party. And we got Bonzo Kilborn says, let's go 80s. Yes. And oh, Lorena Creole is here. Says, yay, 10K, shoot me the SY link and I can join. Yes. Okay. All right. Let me do that right now, guys. Surprise! Lorena Creole is going to join us. This is awesome. All right. Great, great, great. Oh my God. You just made my day. You just made my day. All right. Let me see if I can get the invite going. Copy. And I'll have to open up Twitter and zoom this right on over. Oh, I didn't check. See, I should have checked before I started. Oh, this is wonderful. All right, let me see if I can put it in there. I am technically just a little challenged when it comes to the technical aspects, so I hope you guys can bear with me. Paste, and let's get her in here. And okay, so I just sent it to her. And I think I have another message. It might be, I think Doug's also going to be on his way to hang out with us today a little bit later on. This is so wonderful. I have so much prepared for you guys too. Let's see. Oh, Mark D with a C. Oh my goodness, so good to see you. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, let me know if you want to join in too. Let's see. Um, let's see. But understand if everybody's busy. And yes, Keith E says, hi, everybody. Can't type that much. Okay, I hope you're doing well, Keith E. But yes, he will not be able to type very, very much. Oh, is that true? Did you want to join, or did you have time to join? Let me know again to confirm. Uh, Let me see if I. This would be fun to have a full party of everybody. Um, let's see, where's. I'll just send it to you if you can join. You don't have to. But there we go. Oh, all right. Well, we have our first guest, everybody. It is the wonderful, the talented, the lovely Lorena Creole.
So glad I'm here and congrats on 10K. I am so proud of you, my dear.
Oh, it just sort of happened all of a sudden, but yeah, that it's just I'm still like slapping myself like, is that real? But it took 9 years, everybody, 9 years, and that's a long time.
Wow. Mhm.
It's too long. So I'm happy, and you're almost right there at 10K very soon. So
Mhm.
anyone who is in the chat, or anybody who is in watching this retroactively, go over to Lorena Creole's channel. It is really a great channel. Pop culture, Disney, theme parks, a lot of talk about what's going on right now in pop culture. And I watched your earlier video today. The what was it?
Oh, yeah, I did a live stream.
Uh,
We were talking about Epic Universe. There's so much more video and photos, especially video, and it is just incredible how amazing that park is. I so can't wait to visit.
Oh, I want to make a trip down there just for that too. And Mark's here. I'm like just found. Here he is. Welcome, Mark D with a C, joining us.
Hello. Yeah, couldn't
Oh
miss
my
this one.
goodness.
I told
Oh
my
my
wife we had to
goodness.
cancel. I told her we had to cancel our dinner plans for tonight. No, just kidding. The other
What?
couple couldn't make it, so I'm like, I kind of want to do this show, and she's like, "Well, we're going out to dinner and maybe spending the day." And then the weather was rainy. We're gonna go somewhere, outside. So I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh shucks, it got canceled till till a few more weeks." Just kidding, but
Oh my
I love
goodness.
this movie. So yep. So
Oh, it's
glad to
so
be here.
good. It is so good. And Douglas is going to join us a little bit later. So I
Oh,
hope
awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
But Doug,
real. This
have
is a
short round
real
drive.
party.
Have short run drive. You'll get home faster.
Yes, yes. Okay, and Bonzo says, speaking of 9 years, we want more Agent Mayhem. Oh, okay. Yes. Well, I'm not sure what form she'll be in, but we'll see about it. It's a story I've been writing and trying to cultivate some stories. I'm not sure what channel they'll be on, but I'll let you guys know all the details. And especially members will get like updates and things like that. So, oh my goodness, Emily Kruger, so good to see you. Thanks for joining
Emily?
us. And and Douglas says, I feel like I'm in minecart right now. Yes, drive
Ah,
safely. Drive safely.
Better than being in
Well, okay.
Minecraft, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, just to start things off, just wanted to see like what oh, wait a minute. Is he already? Oh, okay. That's my other.
He's on the way
So
home, I guess, right? Yeah.
he's on the way home. So what, Lorena, what is your first experience with this movie and lasting impression?
well, let's see. I know I had to watch it at home because we didn't go to the theater to see it, but we watched it at home. I remember I saw the first Indiana Jones movie and I was like, it's all right. My dad was more into it because it was like a callback to those like serials that he used to watch. So I'm like, eh, you know, it's all right, I guess. Okay. Then Temple of Doom came out. And I'm like, okay, all right, so fine. Okay, we'll watch this one too. As soon as it started, it was such like a splash in the face. And not only that, but like a callback to like the Hong Kong kung fu, movies that I
Yes.
used to see because it's set in Hong Kong. So I'm like, okay, now you have my attention. And it was just this crazy adventure, that went on. Of course, there was one in Indiana Jones, of course, but this one was like on a different scale. And Indy winds up in a different position with this particular story. And of course, we get to meet Short Round, who
Yes.
also was fun. It's like if you're the little kid, you get to hang around with Indiana Jones. So
I
that
know.
that was just funny. I loved it. So yeah, that's my experience with it. And this is literally my favorite one. The Last Crusade is second, but this is my favorite one.
This one was my favorite one for years, too. And Mark D with a C. Well, I want you to tell us, your
Oh
first
yeah.
experience and your lasting impression, but also Keith E. also asks, Mark, do you have any toys?
A few, just a few. I mean, I do have some indie stuff, but I kept buying my kids Legos. I kept buying the Lego Indy Jones toys for my kids.
Ah,
Oh,
So no, but they still have them set up in their rooms, even though they've moved out. But they have them on shelves. But I didn't want to. I have
oh,
just a couple of things to show. But well, here's a 3D print. This is kind of cool from
oh,
Raiders.
let's get
The
the
oh, I
image.
see.
Oh, yes.
the Tiki
Oh,
Idol. Yep.
wow.
I just used gold filament, so that came out pretty. That came out pretty good, I think. Yep. Or that's a fertility. What do they call this? This is a fertility god, I think. But yeah, of course,
Yeah.
everyone knows that's the famous
Hmm.
scene where Indiana Jones, tries to weigh the weigh the.
Bag of seed.
Yeah,
It's like, that's so not going to work.
it's not
Yeah.
gonna work. It's not
Yeah.
gonna work. Yeah, it was a good try.
It's
And
like,
then,
so cute.
and this is one of my favorite
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
toys, of course, with the glare here, but it's Mr. Potato Head, and he plays the Indiana Jones theme. Let's see if I can get glare. It's
Ah.
Yeah, we could see it.
there
There
he
you
goes. Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Cute.
and like Lorena, you said your dad and my dad probably would have gotten along because they both love those cereals. And then my dad was born in 1930 or 31, so he grew up sneaking into the movie theater. He said, and Indiana Jones just brought back all those memories. So that was
Yeah.
one thing that
Mhm.
we connected with, together. And he loved these movies so much. Of
Mhm.
course, he wasn't around maybe thankfully to see the last one. Sorry, Dad.
Oh, thank
But
goodness.
yeah, it was just something that we shared, and I did go see this opening night. Of course, through the power of the internet, so I looked it
Oh,
up. So
wow.
I was 15 years old and 10 months and 18 days. So it was
Wow.
well, this is the age calculation. How old was I? Did I drive to? So it was May 1984. It was a Saturday night. And this is one of my ultimate favorite movie experiences because I must have gone with my friends. I guess I couldn't drive.
Mhm.
Wasn't 16 yet, and just seeing that opening night, one of the big old theaters, when they used to have like big, massive movie theaters. They're kind of coming back a little bit now, but it was like a big movie theater, and everyone was just going crazy for opening night. And you had to get there a couple hours early or 3 or 4 hours early just to get in. You didn't have tickets you could buy ahead of time, so you didn't
Mhm.
know
Yeah.
if you're going to get in. So the whole crowd was like going crazy in that opening number. Anything Goes. It's
Yes.
such a great number.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, it just got everyone going like nuts. I'm like, I can't believe I'm seeing this. One of the first people to see this movie, and it was. I mean, yeah, it's a little dark in some places, the controversy, but it didn't really hit me back then. Watching it, I just loved the movie. When you watch
It
the
was
making of
perfect.
Spielberg, and
Mhm.
Lucas says he was going through a divorce and maybe made it a little bit too dark, so they tried to lighten it up. I didn't see that. It was just but just one of the great all-time movie experiences, and just couldn't duplicate that scene at home when and everyone cheering and going crazy at every
Mhm.
scene, and not standing up, and there's no cell phones back then, filming or doing anything crazy, but just enjoying the movie. It was just something
Yeah.
I can still close my eyes and just see that opening scene rolling out. It
Oh
was just so
yeah.
well done.
Yeah. It was one heck of an opening. And it was like, okay, let's go, let's
Yeah.
go. That was the feeling after it. It was like, and let's see, Shade Viking, thank you for joining us today. Says salute, man. I seen it at 14 in a theater for $2 matinee. That's awesome,
Way to go.
Ooh.
man. In Stuffield, Connecticut, New England. Awesome,
All
awesome.
right.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much my mom spent on it, but we had to go see it because we saw the first one and we were like
Yeah.
in love with it.
Mhm.
Look at that. That's gorgeous.
So this was
Oh,
Jim Steranko.
wow.
I got this last year at Terrificon in Connecticut. So anyone in Connecticut should go to that show. It's really well done. And he actually saw my shirt that Clobberin Times, I'd gotten from his son Jonathan, this man, this monster. So everyone was like, the old timers would all notice that shirt with the Kirby art, and he wanted to talk to me. And then I'm talking to him, and I asked him to sign this for me. So he gave a
Oh,
really nice.
wow.
I think he gave extra nice signature there because he enjoyed. He's like, "You're a man of great taste." I'm like, "This is the great Jim Steranko, who's one of the great all-time artists."
Wow.
So I don't know if I don't know if he did this concept art for Indy, or if this is something I got to Google it or check. But just I think it's concept art for Raiders that he did. So one of the all great artists. So I got to find a spot to get this on the wall somehow. So I'm out of wall space in my
Yeah,
room, as
that
you
is.
can see. But I want to find a spot. I got to get a spot to hang this. I'll leave this back
Yeah.
here during the show. Yeah.
I
Here's
remember
great.
the last resort. I remember like the last resort for a lot of people was like, okay, we ran out of room on the rest of the house. We use the bathroom.
Yep.
And it's like
Oh,
the
wow.
bathroom's like full of posters and all sorts of like really cool memorabilia.
Yeah. I
Oh
might be able to get
my
away with it. I'll
god.
let you know in a few weeks how it goes with my better half. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need the proper permission for that. And Outcast Green Plants is here, back from Moondance. This may be rave related. I have a vinyl LP soundtrack for the movie, and still have the making of production book and Cinema Quad poster. Really cool. We've got some good goodies in it there, right there. Um, Lance, you're so cool. Great to see ya. Great to see ya. And let's see. Doug says he's got 5 more minutes left on his, possibly. But in that time, I wanted to do a little look at the poll. We did a poll, guys. And
Ooh.
oh,
Ooh.
also Uh, Lance says that he's still dancing away here. Okay, well, you
Lance
put
likes
in
the
some steps
party.
for me. I know. Put in some steps for me. You know, in the spirit of me, do one one song for me, and I love dancing. So, but I have a poll here that I put up the other day on my post, and the question was that there was a lot of cameos in this movie, even though you can't really see all of them very
Hmm.
clearly, but they were in the movie. And so the question was, who did not make a cameo out of these four individuals? And what would any one of your guesses be? I'll start off with you, Lorena.
Oh, I am so, so, so very sorry. So I get to guess at this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, we're all gonna guess.
Dang. I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway. Martin Scorsese.
Okay, and what do you think, Mark?
I've actually voted, and I can't change my vote, right? So I went with Scorsese, but I didn't Google it. I didn't Google it, but
Okay,
that was my guess.
okay.
But wasn't Frank Marshall the producer, or what was Frank Marshall's? So I'm guessing
Yeah,
he
he
and
was
George got in.
He's a producer along with
yeah.
Producer.
So
Kathleen Kennedy.
you were both correct.
Yes.
The person who did not make a cameo was Martin Scorsese, even though he's really good friends with both Lucas and Spielberg. And I had so much fun because we're going to look at some behind the scenes right now
Mm-hmm.
to see some pictures behind the scenes. I thought this was specifically charming. Some of the pictures that you could see. This is the whole gang of them. They're lined up. It's hard to see a little bit, but that's Princess
Oh,
Diana
yeah.
and Prince
Wow.
Charles meeting them on an occasion, during their press tour, I suppose. And
Oh,
that's kind of nice.
wow.
There's Kui Kwan right there, just kind of like um, hanging out there, and he met Princess Diana. That's really like an incredible life experience. And this is the gang of them just hanging out on a rock there. And there's some more exciting pictures, but eventually they said that on set, Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw was doing a lot of flirting during
Oh, we know what
the
happened
making of
after.
this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they eventually married, which is really sweet. And
He
then
always made the joke. He said, "Well, Indiana Jones, I got the girl in the Indiana Jones movie." You know, he made like a joke like that. Yeah.
yes, I mean, you could just feel the vibe of how how sweet everybody was,
Mm-hmm.
getting along, and how how much fun. I mean, they're in a water pistol fight. These two, like, big time directors, just
Yep.
really awesome. Uh, and more shots of Kiki Kwan and the cast. I
And
thought
I
that was
love
originally, his brother was trying out for the role, and he kept telling his brother what to do and like direct his brother in the room. And they said, "Well, hey kid, you're pretty good. Why don't we interview? Why don't you try do a screen test?" And he ended up getting the role. So I hope he's still friends with his good friends with his
I
brother. I'm joking,
oh,
but it was actually they had a notice like anyone who fit the description to come in to try out. So he actually got the role instead of his brother, but they hit it off right away. Yeah.
oh yeah,
especially given how Ki Huy Kwan has just exploded back into the action scene.
ah, so
It's
good.
so satisfying to see, especially as someone who's been a fan of his ever since this movie, that he's getting so much work of late.
Oh
It's
yeah,
great, yeah.
yeah.
Well, the Academy Award film that really, what was the name of the film? Across the
Uh,
science fiction,
Everything,
Everywhere,
everywhere,
everything,
all at
all
once.
at
all at
once.
once. Yeah,
Awesome
yeah,
in that.
That really did a great help. Was fantastic for his career. Thankfully, yeah, you're right. He
yeah,
Mhm.
deserves more recognition. Yeah.
yeah. And Bonzo says he outsmarted himself. Scorsese seemed so far from the production that I thought it was a trick. And Lance says they were already together before the movie, hence why she was cast. Yes, I didn't know that, but I know that there's like so much flirting and the behind the scenes footage that's like, yeah, something's going on there. And Lance also says Lucas was so slim. Yeah, these were
Yeah.
the earlier days. And just as a little background, a lot of people say this is darker, and it is. But the two directors had gone through a divorce. Both of them seems. Uh, George Lucas was going through a divorce with Marcia Lucas, and I believe Steven Spielberg had gone through a divorce with Amy Irving, and so that
Mhm.
was hence why we kind of have this like heart pulling out of pulling out of the heart, the chest scene there where you're like, oh, I
Ouch.
always equate like heartbreak to that, and so that's so funny. Um, and look who it is. It's happening Kennedy, everybody.
Our favorite now.
Yes, and
Wow.
she was in the movie for sure, and she played one of the dancers in the
Oh.
opening number, which was very. I was like, oh my god, that
Isn't it
takes a lot of.
amazing?
Yeah, and looks like she was having a good time.
Wow.
A
So
bunch. I know I was, since I was taking dance classes at this particular time, that's another reason why this whole number just, like,
oh
grabbed
wow.
my attention. I was like, "Wow, that's really good."
And
Oh
they
yeah,
made
yeah.
Kate Capshaw's dress so tight that she couldn't dance like she wanted to dance in the film.
Mhm.
I was just watching the making of, and it was all these beads from the 1930s that costume designer had saved, and they filmed it out of order. So you remember the elephant scene where the
Mhm.
elephant comes down and starts,
Yeah.
is harassing her. So the elephant eats the back out of the dress. So they had to like repair the dress and change the dress and cut the back out. And then the production, I
Oh.
think it was Marshall, one of the guys on the interview, said, I had to write an insurance claim. He's like, I had to be honest, like, elephant ate dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny considering, well, the Chinese dress, which is what she was wearing, is not made for dancing
Yeah.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
So she's like, I didn't get to do
Uh,
all the tap dancing that I learned. Yeah.
oh, and
Mm.
more shots from the set, and just like how much fun it looks like it was to for them to just do um this movie. They seem to really be enjoying themselves, and there's Kate Capshaw is in the contraption there, and he's like looming over her. I
When
always
Harrison
thought that.
Ford
Wow.
got hurt really badly filming one of the scenes, and his back was so bad that he took 45 minutes to get it on a bed. So they stopped production, and it was the
Wow.
scene when they're fighting in the in his room, his bedroom in the palace, and he threw out a
Oh,
disc, and he thinks riding the elephants in the beginning of the movie didn't help. He had aggravated it, and
okay.
they had to stop production. They filmed the mine scene for 6 weeks with the stunt double, and then did the close-ups. But he had surgery, had this like controversial eucalypt, like this plant enzyme they put in him. But 6 weeks later, he was back. But he said because he was in such great shape for the filming of the movie to start with, that he was able to come back. But
Yeah.
he'd wrecked his back, and they had to shut down almost all the production
It
for six
makes
weeks.
sense, because there's one part of the film where I was like, "Oh, he looks like he's walking funny." And you'll
Yeah,
see
what
it
they
when it
said
comes.
they said they put a bed next to the set, and they'd prop him up, he'd film a scene, and he'd
Uh-huh.
go try to lie back down to bed, and George Lucas flew back from the States and said, "That's it, we're shutting down production, you can't keep going on this way." I'm
Yeah.
laughing about it, but it just, yeah, so he was just a and if anyone's hurt their back or had a bad back, like, your whole body just feels, wrecked, so
Yeah.
And then everyone's counting on you too. Like you're
Y-
the star of this, so you feel like you
Yeah.
got to do it. But wow. So
Yeah, I mean, you can't do an Indiana Jones without Indiana Jones.
yeah,
But this is one of my favorite scenes. I don't know what would you call it? Is the rail track where they're in the little go-karts, the
yeah.
little carts there.
The mine roller coaster. Yep.
Mine roller coaster, let's call it that. And this was like really tricky to shoot because of course you had the physical live action um, portion of film, and then
Mhm.
you had the miniatures, which of course I love. I
Yep.
love these miniatures. And oh, whoa, we just got we got Doug in the house. Here he is.
Hey! How's everybody doing?
Hello.
You made
Doing
it.
great.
I am
Yeah.
fresh off the baseball diamond.
All right.
Yeah, the game got started late, and so it went late. So hence I'm late.
Oh no, you're right on time. We're just going through the behind the scenes here,
I love
and
it.
just sort of going through some of they were using little puppets. At first, I thought it was stop motion that they used, but they actually used
Mhm.
puppets. And there's a couple of scenes where um, you could actually see, like this scene right here. You could kind of tell these are
Yeah.
puppet. That's a puppet, and the way they move. And there's as far as the special effects. Now, if you're seeing this for the first time, the special effects are going to be a little wonky for you. Back in 1984, it was pretty cool, but some of the special effects don't hold up. But if you immerse yourself in the story, which I often do when I watch this, I'm like I'm in there, it doesn't phase me so much because I really enjoy what I'm looking at here. And then one thing about this movie is that they learned from this movie a lot
Mhm.
about water dynamics. That
Hmm.
you have if you have a miniature set, you have to do something different to the water because the water is just not it has too many particles, so it looks like gloop. So that was one of the challenges they had in this film. And
Oh, when you do the miniature, like when you see those old movies, like of an ocean liner, and the water never like works right. Yep.
The
yeah, so
gloop problem.
the gloop
Yeah.
problem, the
Yeah.
gloop. And so, yeah, they started using different techniques to try to accomplish that. It's still a work in progress. But here you have the two friends, the besties, hanging out on that broken bridge. It's a horrible bridge that I've had nightmares about for many, many years. Like, I will never, I will walk all the way around wherever I need to go before walking over a bridge like that. That's for sure.
Well, the fun thing
And
about that bridge was their British company was building a huge dam in Sri Lanka. So they hired
Hmm.
the engineers there, and they said that was probably the safest bridge in the country. It had metal, it was metal, got wires
oh,
underneath.
really?
But
Wow.
Spielberg would not go like 40 yards from the edge. I don't blame him. I hate heights too. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
cameramen wouldn't go out to film. They were terrified of it. But they said the first time Harrison Ford saw the bridge, he just
Mhm.
jumped on it and he ran all the way across. And they're like, well, he is
Oh, that's
Indiana Jones after all.
He's
yeah,
earned it.
Wow.
yeah.
But it looks so
And
scary.
oh, it did. And what I loved is that they used this really cool trick. All the time
Hmm.
where they're filming this really up close against the wall here when they break the bridge. And we think, oh, the crocodiles are right underneath, but they're just shooting, from their angle. They're shooting here. And then they put in the water later on. Um, which is really a really great idea to keep everybody safe for crying out loud. Yeah, that always blew my mind how you could piece things together like that and create a scene that's believable. I mean, every once in a while they'll show you the crocodiles like hissing from the water, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah.
don't fall. So, and I picked out this particular black and white picture here because I want to show a comparison with another movie, which is not a fantastic movie, but it is. I feel like they got some DNA and mixed it into this particular movie. It's a movie called She that is set in 1935, and I believe the film is set in 1935. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it of course you
Oh wow.
have, yeah, you see that image and you know who that is and you know
Wow.
where it is. And this is a fiery pit. And
Hmm.
so it's like I was like, oh, so there is some kind of connective tissue there. So that's my slideshow for today. I figured I would do that as a fun little thing for us. And let's
Wow, that's
see.
pretty cool.
Yep.
Isn't
We
I
love
just
those cereals, right? Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, just incredible. Um, and so we'll move that out of the way there. Let's check before we get into the comments, I wanted to ask you, Douglas, can you tell us a little bit about the first time you saw Indiana Jones and what was your lasting impression?
Oh yeah. So, this was 1984 and so I was 8. But, things were heating up at the movie theaters. The 80s were getting it on and
Oh yeah.
there was a buzz about it. So I remember this was what, like the second PG-13 film of all ever or something like that.
I think was it the first one? I think
Yeah, I thought it
this
was the first, but someone
I think
corrected me and I looked it up and they were right. There was another film that was the first, but
okay.
this was one of the first
Oh,
PG-13.
Because
I
Spielberg
think the first
takes credit for talking to the Motion Picture Association about saying, shouldn't we have a
yeah.
higher rating? So maybe maybe they're the reason for it, but another movie came out before. Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
was
was talking to
Flamingo
Frank
Kid.
Valente.
It was Flamingo
Okay,
Kid.
Flamingo Kid.
Uh,
But this one deserved it because it was exactly fun, like childishly fun adventure. And then you've got like people ripping hearts out and shit. I watched this with my kids the other day and I forgot about, you just don't think about it. And then he's like, I was like, ooh, I was like, that's pretty
ouch.
rough. But if I could handle it, when I was a kid, but I just remember it was, Return of the Jedi had just finished, and now you have Raiders of the Lost Ark is going to get this sequel.
mhm.
Indiana Jones is coming back. You've got Harrison Ford coming back. Spielberg and Lucas, my 2 favorite directors involved. So there was a lot of buzz for Temple of Doom. I'll never forget the buzz that this had. And then when I saw it, it kind of blew me away because it was just over the top,
Mhm.
nonstop, crazy adventure. And I almost forgot about how crazy it was until I rewatched it recently, and I was just like, gee, I can't even take a breath.
Yes.
Even like downtime, they're like slicing into snakes, and all these other snakes
Mhm.
slither out, and it's
Yeah.
like that's my downtime in this movie. So it was exciting. The movie delivered. It really brought it up a notch on what you could do in terms of like wild adventure on the screen.
Mhm.
And I think it struck me. I remember in the movies as a kid, the part where I was like, whoa, was when they are in that like inflatable raft and they just dive off of a plane. I was like,
Oh, that
the
was
heck is
funny.
this? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so insane. And that sets the tone for the type of wild insanity you're going to get here
Mhm.
that Indiana Jones is going to spearhead. And
Mhm.
of course, it opens with a little bit of like Hollywood glitter with the
Mhm.
Anything Goes musical number,
Yeah.
which is kind of wild when you think about that being in an Indiana Jones film now in retrospect. So I just loved it. And, this is 1984.
Yeah.
This is one of the
It's a
greatest
good time to
years
be alive.
in cinema
Yeah.
history. So
Yeah.
I did,
Absolutely.
and I used to
Absolutely.
complain the movies were $5 back then. Right? Yeah.
I remember, do you remember like you thought you were getting away with something big back then when you would stay and like watch it again or watch the beginning
Yeah.
again or
Oh
something?
yeah, yeah.
Or my dad always told me as kids, they would just sneak into the movie theater and just watch movies all day. They just sneak in or like you said, go out around the back or stay in or just find their way in. And they, that was in the 30s and 40s. So, but they would watch. He just said they watched serials all day, all these adventure serials. That's why he loved Indiana Jones so much. So brought back childhood memories of I just can't think of it now. Like just saying, kids do whatever you want, which kind of we did a little bit my generation, but just spend the whole day out and you don't know where you are, no cell phone, and see you later in the afternoon. Yep.
Yeah, you had to entertain yourself. You had to go find something to do. And I do remember the cinema, the movie theater, like that was like an epicenter of my childhood. Like when these movies came out, I know you guys are all my generation. We lined up for these things, and I think it was just exacerbated by the fact that our parents were like kids too. They loved these movies, and seeing your dad get into it made you want to get into it, or retro your mom. We were all sparking off each other back then, and I loved it.
Yeah, there weren't really any multiplexes back then, were there? Like, I just remember it being very tough to get in to see really popular movies. So, I mentioned before you were here, I got to see this opening night, and it was, to go like 3-4 hours early. So that was part of the experience too. Like today, I do love being able to go on the interwebs and, reserve my seat in my IMAX, Dolby digital theater. But you just show up like 15 minutes after the screen time. It's not like the struggle to part of this. It was fun to complain about the struggle of getting in. You're like, oh, I'm one of the cool cats. I got into this movie.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to get off my lawn, but it was it made it even more special. I think when you had to like get in. I got in. I made it in. You didn't have like 30 movie theaters at these. You just had one movie theater.
And now when I take my family out to see it, because I'm a movie guy, obviously. So when there's a good movie, you hope that your family's into it. You hope your kids are like feel that buzz that you remember. And it's weird because there's so, except for this year, it's been pretty dead. But it's $100. You go to the movies, you're paying for your wife and 2 kids and yourself, and then you get a meal. You're $140 in. Because I'll get myself an old fashioned. So I'll buy a little drink for myself there. It's a lot of money to go to the theater now. So, but I'm such a sucker for it. I'll still do it. But this year's been pretty dead at the theater.
So you didn't do that for Snow White though, did you, Doug?
Oh, Snow White was fantastic. Just kidding. I did see Warfare last night, and that was amazing.
That was good.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because my sister just texted me. She took her kids and 2 of their friends to go see the Minecraft movie, and she's texting me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it was freaking awesome! It was so much fun." But the usher had to speak after the previews to tell people not to throw popcorn and stuff during the chicken jockey fight. But you're absolutely right. It's like now movies are so expensive, and The Simpsons called that back in the day how expensive it's going to get. You're going to open one theater to like the Googleplex. It really is. The movie has to be good because you're paying for yourself, you're paying for your kids. The kids want snacks, kids want popcorn buckets, and and all of that. So we really haven't had that type of experience, I would say, since Five Nights at Freddy's or the Super Mario movie. But now that you get it with like the Minecraft movie, there's like showings that are practically sold out that you can't go to.
Well, and it's also like the cycle of enthusiasm, the hype cycle is so brief. Like my kids will be like, "Oh my God, Sonic, Sonic, Sonic," and we buy this and we buy that, and then it's like they forget about it. And I was like, man, when I was a kid, like if Temple of Doom came out.
Oh
if
no!
my dad bought me
high for like 3 weeks.
It'd be years. So I would get like the cassette tape, and I'd listen to all the music on the soundtrack. And there's like a picture book for Temple of Doom. I remember I had this book where Harrison Ford's right about to slice the bridge in half, and you would just go through that book and all those pictures and just stare, and it would bring it all back. And so like the hype cycle would last years.
Did you get the removable heart? Just kidding.
I would always just threaten my sister. I was like,
yeah, all you had to do was do like this, and someone else.
I'll be Mola.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think it is definitely time for us to get things started.
All right.
Okay. So, where's everybody watching? Because I'm watching on Amazon. I know that if you are available, if you have a Disney Plus subscription, you can watch it there.
Yep, that's where I'm watching.
And if you have a Philo subscription, you can watch it there. And you could, other places you may have to rent, but for sure, on Disney, if you have a Disney Plus, you can definitely just do that. I tried to get on the archive.org, and there seemed to be a blockage, so I could not get a link for everyone on that. So I apologize. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but I thought for sure this would be on there. So let me get things started. Before we get started, I like to play a little hype video so everybody can get snacks and stuff. So here we go.
Come on, it's party time. Hear the alarms chime. Let's watch a movie. It's time to get groovy. It's time to party, party, party. We got to party, party, party. It's time to party, party, party. Party, party, party all night all night long.
All
Oh.
right.
Party time.
Go.
Yay.
What kind of snacks are appropriate for the dinner scene in this movie?
Giant beetles.
Oh.
I forgot my gummy worms. I should have
Oh,
bought the
yeah,
gummy
yeah,
worms.
that's true. Oh,
A
that's
little bit
true.
of fried monkey brains.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I suppose on the way we can talk about some of the controversy that some people, well, that's out there on this. But
Mm.
just gently, and then I just wanted to say hi to a few people. Of course, Stunt Brat is in the house.
Hey, Stunt Brat.
Good to see
Hey,
you,
Stunt
Stunt
Brat.
Brat. And also, let's see, Braylon Lee,
Hey,
also.
Braylon. How you
And so
doing?
good to have you hang out with us today. And Mark, you put in a link for us, right? You have a playlist of some
Yeah, I have a
Indiana
playlist of my
Jones.
stuff. Yep, and one of the fun things on there, I don't have the record with me because it's at work, but
Uh,
one of my dad's best friends had gone to see a Indiana Jones premiere back in it was Texas or California, and they gave out records of the soundtrack for that from that premiere, and it's stamped, for promotional copy only. So go check that video out or any other videos. It'd be fun to
Wow.
like to watch that. But it was a and he saw that how much I had some Indiana Jones stuff, so he gave it to me. He's like, "Oh, I think you're the best person to have this." And of course, unfortunately, he's since passed away. My
Oh,
dad has passed away, but so that's on my office wall at work with the soundtrack premiere vinyl. So I have that framed and on my wall. So that's a
Wow.
special thing to remember my dad and Ron by. So they, like you said, Doug, and everyone, you kind of, it becomes like a family thing, or just something you have in common, and it just brings you together. And despite the age difference, right, you love things, and you hope to pass those on to your kids, and that same enjoyment, or so we watch Indiana Jones, we always think of Pop watching Indiana Jones, because that was his favorite thing to watch with the grandkids. So just a lot of
that's so
fun. So
nice.
yeah, so some of
It
this
is.
my Indiana Jones stuff is on that list. If you
Well,
check it out later, not now.
that's awesome. Yeah, I do think that these films created an intergenerational experience. I could still sit here and talk to my dad about Temple of Doom, and we could go on for 45
Mhm.
minutes today if we wanted
Right?
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
So these things, they did. I have an entire theory that stories, films, the purpose of story is to bring people together, especially
Yes,
culturally.
yes.
I feel like one of the errors that a lot of modern films do is they are like anti-cultural messaging, and I think that's part of the reason they fail. They're not bringing us together. They're pushing us apart, and but they can't take away from me all these memories of all these great films and all the great experiences that I've had with so many people, including right now, this minute, sharing this all with you guys.
Oh, that is so sweet. And okay, so the way it works, everybody, is that you have your copy, we have our copies, and we'll watch it all together. And I have a counter here, so just so we can start off on the right count. And then I also have a visualizer with closed captioning, so you can actually read along with us. So maybe if you don't have a copy, you could actually just look at the visualizer. That might be, you can understand what we're reacting to as well. So that's also a lot of fun. And let's get it started.
Or Mark and I can just act out the whole thing during the.
That's right. And I'll just pretend I'm Lily and go,
I forgot my boulder. Oh no, it's other movie. Yeah, and a lot of the stunts and things were meant for Raiders, and they couldn't film them all, so they ended up in Temple.
That's
very
correct.
well,
I just
Yeah.
found that out actually.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, great. Okay, let's
Yeah,
see.
didn't they want the minecart chase in
yeah,
particular in Raiders? Yeah,
yeah. So they brought that into Temple, and the
Ah,
joke too was Steven Spielberg always wanted to direct a musical, and of course, didn't he do West Side Story
West Side
just a few
Story.
years
yes,
ago? Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
that was a
You
joke. Yeah.
finally did
Mhm.
get a chance.
But
Okay.
he
Now
launched the
that makes sense.
career of Rachel Zegler.
Oh,
So
God bless him.
Pretty much, yeah. Bless his heart.
Well, let's get into the movie. All right, so I'm going to do a 5 to 1 countdown, and then after it hits say oh sorry, after I say 1, then we all hit play. Okay,
Okay.
so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit play.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
yes,
I'm kind of liking the way this is working. Oh no, my counter is a little off. Oh no.
You want to restart, or you want to?
Yes, let's restart, guys. My counter did not want to.
Yeah, we just started, so you might as well
Okay.
just restart. Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't want to cooperate with me. Sorry. I hit the button.
Be kind,
It doesn't
rewind.
matter. All right. It's so wild. I did hit the button, guys. All right.
whoops!
Let me
I
remove
just
it
cleared my whole
again.
screen here.
Oh no.
I just got sent back to an ad, so I'll catch up.
Okay.
I'm cheap. I have Disney Plus with ads.
Yeah, I'm not buying
no,
no
no, no,
ads
no.
either. Yeah.
I hear you.
Now you don't want to
God.
give them any more than you have to.
No. I'm used to it with Hulu anyway for years, so that doesn't bother me.
And,
Temple of Doom. This is
okay.
such a roller coaster.
It is
Mhm.
like literally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the
Um,
diamond getting lost in the ice. I felt
yes.
that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go again. The second try. Take two, everybody.
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit play. Perfect.
There we go.
Time for me to catch up with you. But if you guys need me to let you know where we are in the film, I can also
And there's a
put the
dress. Oh
timer like
my
that.
Yeah, it
gosh.
is kind of tight now
Gorgeous.
in retrospect. Looking at
Yeah.
You know what's funny is as a kid, I had the biggest crush on Kate Capshaw.
Oh, well,
I just thought she
yes.
was such a knockout. It's funny. It's as I've gotten older, I like Marion Ravenwood a little bit. You know, she became my favorite Jones girl because she was, as far as a Jones girl, she was
Yeah.
pretty tough to stomach. Or
Oh, yeah.
Willie Scott, but she was I thought just gorgeous.
Oh, she was.
And there he is, Ki
And
Hui
she-
Kwan.
Easy one. I thought this was such a cool take to sing Anything Goes in Cantonese. Like
Oh, yeah.
Cantonese and English, because
Yes.
you know the tune. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there's somewhere else. It was a very cool choice.
Yeah. I
But she's
love
a
it.
good singer too. Yeah, Kate can sing. I'll give her that. Yeah.
And I love how she slips. You know, they're showing her like imperfectly.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Where's
this
Kathleen
is just, like,
Kennedy?
right out of old
Kathleen
Hollywood.
Kennedy's. Yeah, somewhere here. There's Kathleen Kennedy.
Where she's
It's a-
in here?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you
Mhm.
missed the first part where I
Yeah.
showed you some pictures of her in the costume.
What?
Yeah, so Willie was supposed to be dancing here, but when she tried to dance in the dress, it was no go.
Mhm. This is very 1930s, like Footlight Parade, the ones that very coordinated, the beautiful costumes.
The glitter effect.
Yes, especially the glitter effect
It's amazing. Yeah.
and the synchronized dancing, which is
Yeah.
very difficult to do.
Well, yeah, it just harkens to like pure Hollywood over the topness, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which Disney began to add to their films or their animated shows, like with Little Mermaid, Be Our Guest. You know, they kind of took that over the top musical number and put it right back into their cartoons when they kind of rediscovered the magic in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yes.
Mhm.
I love that. She's awesome.
I love
love
these
her.
three villains.
Oh, they're great, right?
The
They're
Jones.
so yeah. See, yeah, it's set in 1935, just the
Mhm.
same year as the movie She. I love his
Wow.
little
Ah.
connections. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
love this too. He's got his spy buddy. He's like, stay on it.
He's got the white jacket on. He goes in with the white jacket, and of course, all the villains have on their black jackets.
Yeah.
And
This
this
is probably the most Bond he's ever looked.
Yes.
yeah, this is a direct callback to James Bond in the white tux and the red flower.
And this is actually a prequel to Temple of Doom.
Yes, the prequel. Yeah. Which is why it's so different, and he's just a little bit different.
And I do like that the good Indiana that they have this side adventure in the beginning to kind of set the tone, and then they do the real adventure second.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, I remember as a kid, me and my buddies loved like reenacting the scene, like you know, like being the villains, and then he would do the Indiana Jones lines, and
That scene coming up with just the pandemonium going on, it's such a callback to certain like Hong Kong kung fu movies where just all hell would break loose in the most unexpected places.
Oh yeah.
but it's also there's something about upper crust here, right, of Hong Kong. These people are dressed in tuxes.
Yep.
This is
Yes.
maximum opulence. I mean, there's a musical number at the dinner theater. So this is like high society where things
And
are.
the Depression, the height of the Depression too.
That's right.
Oh yeah, 1935. So they were coming out of it, but it certainly wasn't, the Roaring 20s anymore.
Mm-hmm. Gangsters seem to always prosper during these types of times.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I love it too, because each one of these guys has very unique faces and a different kind of
Yes.
menacing look.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
like you could see, I think it's the next scene. You could see him put the poison in.
Look at her.
Oh, she's
He's
loving
like,
this.
Oh. Is that iocane powder in the drink?
And look how mad he gets at her for making him not take that sip. Sit down.
okay. You know how expensive this dress from Paris is, especially in $1935.
I know, right?
And this is kind of ends up being a sad scene too in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
I mean, you could even use this character if you wanted to do a prequel story, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that could be done with this.
Yeah, but they did have Phoebe Waller-Bridge instead.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Why did they bring Short Round
who's that?
back?
Dude, with
That's what we
Keith-
were saying. If they
Yeah.
would have had Short Round as
Short Round.
Indy's heir apparent, it would have made complete and total sense.
Yeah.
And you know what? We would have eaten that up.
Yep.
We still, honestly, we
Mhm.
still can. KK Kwan is still doing action movies. He's still in good shape for it. I probably wouldn't want that in his prime, but you know what I mean. We could still get a movie like that.
Well, his star has been like shining over Hollywood all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He had a huge comeback with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
You just pray, Dr. Jones. Like,
The answer.
dang.
But I built up an immunity to iocane powder throughout the years. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. Yep.
And I love the girl's expendable.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you can keep
I'll find
it.
another
Keep the girl,
one.
I find another.
He's an old friend of mine. I love it. This is great stuff, right? Nobody's who they pretend to be.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And because he's like smiling and likable, that makes his
Yeah.
death so immediately tragic.
Oh no, look at that.
And all the pop corks. So I
Yeah.
learned from this movie that whenever there's like gunshots or popped corks going on, check. Somebody can shoot you.
Yeah. I was like,
Perfect
oh no.
cover.
And then like what he says is sad too. He's like, all of our adventures, I go first,
Not this
Indy.
Breaks your heart.
That's
It
like
does.
the red shirt, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and what's
How
amazing
many-
is
How
you
many
can't-
adventures? I
Yeah.
want to know.
I mean, I've watched 2 hours of modern films and not cared about a character as much as maybe just this guy in 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
2 lines. Yeah.
Yeah. And this guy gets like
Too
this
much, Dr. Jones.
maniacal laughter.
Oh, this is great. Oh, terrible. but great.
Oh, yeah, when they threw that.
Oh, would you say Indy just causes a black swan moment?
Well, this is chaos. This is chaos descending.
She should have held onto that diamond.
I know. That's what she's looking for now. She's like, "Where's that diamond?"
She's she's pretty focused right here.
Yeah.
Where's
She's
the
like
diamond?
the
Where's the
antidote.
antidote?
Who cares about that thing?
And by the way, did you notice that shot? I forgot. It's a callback shot where the camera's here and the fist comes straight out from under the camera to punch the guy.
Oh yeah.
Those old kung fu shots.
Oh,
I almost
wow,
had it.
yeah.
Oh. So crazy.
And you got what I've always loved about Harrison Ford is he's not he's not especially athletic, but he does all these things anyway. He dives and I love these chicks. Oh, a smelly man.
Yeah. This isn't part of the show.
Oh boy. Get the antidote. Oh no.
This is just wild stuff.
Yeah.
And the gong scene comes up.
No.
Oh, nice. No.
I remember people in the theater reacting, like gasping when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
She's such a tease.
Yeah. So good.
This is nuts, guys. I love
And
it.
also the sound effects for everything is so crispy.
Oh, everyone went crazy in the movie theater for this scene. Yeah.
Oh, with the gong?
Mm-hmm.
Everything. But yeah, the movie theater is just going nuts
It's
right
like-
now. Yeah.
Trying to get
Yeah.
myself to not pass out.
He's at this point he's just running on adrenaline fumes.
Mm-hmm.
This is great stuff.
Rolling, rolling,
Oh,
rolling.
yeah.
And I love the bullet holes
Perfect.
on the other side, right?
Yep.
You know, the indentations coming up. And her first set of screams in the movie, Kate Capshaw's Roger Blasting did a video on how many times she screams in the movie.
Oh yes.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's like 76.
Club
or 74.
Obi-Wan. Did you guys see that? Club Obi-Wan?
No.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh
that's
yeah,
what it-
yes,
oh, okay,
yes,
I know.
yes, that's
Yep.
This kid, he's got the brick on the gas.
Yep.
Yeah.
because he's too short. Oh yeah, there's Obi-Wan.
Yep,
Oh, you
Club
might be a few.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, maybe I'm a few seconds behind. Let me double check.
No, they showed it twice. You were right.
Oh, they did. They did show it twice. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That was my grandmother driving. She was 5 feet on a good day. And she drove a
Aw.
67 Mustang for years that I have now.
I like barely see over the
Yeah.
over the steering wheel.
Yeah. And everyone asked her to buy the car.
She's like, I hope you choke on it.
That's funny. Short Round says, "No time for love, Dr. Jones. We got
No time
company."
for love.
Which makes me think this isn't
Yeah.
the first time we've seen Anthony do something like that.
This poor rickshaw driver.
Yes.
He's like, okay, you
asked
asked
for
for
it.
it.
The absurdity of you got this
Wow.
kid driving this car. It's a nice car.
That is a beautiful car, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oof.
all of these cars are
Is
just.
it an
oh.
Auburn or is that a?
DeSoto?
I think it's an Auburn, but
She's so dumb.
yeah.
Yeah, she's like the perfect
I-
ditzy hot in this.
yeah.
They cracked a nail.
I know a lot of people don't like her, but I think she's hilariously fun. And if you
I
don't like
do.
her, she gets tortured a lot in this movie. So, you know,
I love it. That would be me. It's like, look, I've completely lost my gig because of you. So I'm not in the best mood right
Yeah.
now.
yeah.
Yeah, Indiana Jones with the diva.
Mhm. I love it.
But it's a contrast to Marion Ravenwood, who's kind of your brawling American big mouth, right?
Yep.
When he shuts the door.
Yeah.
Nice try, Lao Shay. He's like, see you later, Dr. Jones.
That was perfect.
Right?
The old
They
salute
think
from
it's
the pilot.
over, but we know something's about to happen. It's not good.
Yep.
Oh my God. I love that. Like,
And this scene is coming up is crazy fun, but it's also so ridiculous. But
ridiculous.
it's
Yeah.
over
No
the top.
way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do not try this at home.
yeah. Don't try to
It will
jump out of
not
a plane
work.
with
Don't
a
jump
raft.
out of planes, you know.
Don't worry, I saw this in a movie once.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, that
trust
is
me,
that
it
wasn't
was-
The car was a 1935 Auburn 851 Speedster. All right.
Oh, good call.
Oh,
Great call.
nice.
That's a classic car, yeah. So with the
Beautiful.
Wait, a
fishtail.
19
yeah.
what?
35 Auburn
35?
851 Speedster. There's
Okay.
a internet movie car database. So if
Oh.
you ever have a question about what car is in a movie, that's what I always go
Kind
to.
of looks
Oh,
like
man,
Cruella
that's awesome.
DeVille's car.
Yep. And that's a Ford Tri-Motor. You can see one in the Smithsonian right now.
Oh, wow.
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 I love the
Oof.
maps. Like when
Yeah.
they're
Me
traveling and you can
too.
see
I
like
don't
the
do
where
that
they're
all
going
the
across the map.
time.
Yeah, an immediate callback to Raiders of the Lost Ark if you're in 1984, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And these guys have such like a sinister, villainous laughter here, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as they sneak out.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Dumping their
There you
fuel.
go.
I don't know how you could go to sleep in the back of that thing.
Yeah, it'd be so loud.
Indy's so tired. I think he seems to be able to go to sleep anywhere.
Yeah, including right before getting lucky. Remember in
Mhm.
Raiders of the Lost Ark? He falls asleep.
Oh yeah.
Now you're gonna wake up.
Yeah.
Is this chicken jockey? No.
Oh,
Oh, it's like
Yeah, no.
we got a
Oh, no.
problem.
There's no
Yeah.
one flying the plane.
Mm-mm.
We need the autopilot from Airplane. We need Otto.
I know, right?
You call him Dr. Jones, dog.
Yeah, you call him Dr. Jones. Oh.
Put some respect on that man's name.
Yeah.
Come on, Indy. And we know
Wow.
from the next movie that he knows how to fly a plane. He just doesn't know how to land
Yes.
a plane.
Yep.
So this is where he doesn't know.
How hard can it be?
Yeah, how hard can it? It's a plane, man. It's gonna be hard.
He's Indy.
Fuel?
There's a familiar sound.
Oh no.
It
Altitude.
almost made the Millennial Falcon sound there. That sound.
Yeah, someone holds onto the wheel.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
this is such a ludicrous plane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just they should have had him try to land and then maybe, you know.
Oh yeah,
have
like
a
it's closer to
landing.
the ground first.
Yeah, and then
I
Here
thought
we
this
go.
was so ingenious. I'm like, what?
Oh my lord.
they're just so dead right now.
Yeah, they're splat and every bone in their bodies.
No wonder he's got a
broken.
bet. Yeah, like they hit, like, you know, like, come on.
Well, what's crazy is that still must have been a very difficult shot to get.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
this is wild. I mean, this movie just never lets you go.
No,
Oh no.
you don't get
I
a
wonder if
break, really.
Mythbusters did that. You know, they do all these movie things. Like, to
Yeah.
see if that would work, jumping, dropping out of the plane. Yeah.
That was one to look up.
Oh yeah, they just
Yeah, and then
about
this
made it.
one.
And they land in water.
Where are we?
I'm not sure, but is there like a waterfall coming up or something?
Yep. Koj says they're going to land in India, but it's really shot in Sri Lanka, my
Wow.
family's motherland, with Sri Lankan locals
Oh.
for the extras. Hence, they didn't speak Hindi in those scenes. So thank you for that, Koj. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
Wow.
Thank
They
you.
kept showing.
Hey, Koj.
They kept showing the film to the Indian, government review board, and they kept saying no, and they finally said you can't use the word Maharaji in the film. So they said that's it. We're going to go to Sri Lanka then.
They wouldn't let him use the word
Oh.
Maharaja?
Yep.
Why? Is it like a sacred
Why?
word or?
They just kept saying no to everything that was in the film.
Yeah.
Oh.
They
so
were very
they had to move it.
particular about their image, and even still, this movie did offend them quite a bit.
Really?
So, yeah,
It's a I don't want to say complicated, but it's very interesting industry, the film industry in India, because you have several languages that are spoken, not just Hindi, but you have Telugu spoken, you have
oh
Kannada
yeah,
spoken. So those are like different industries, different parts of the film industry over there in India. So it's like some things that may be acceptable in a Bollywood movie, they don't want to do it in like a Canada movie. It's very
Well,
strange.
well, and there's kind of a big divide in the North and South India, isn't there? Northern India versus Southern India.
Yes, because Southern India is
yeah,
making the money, especially with films in the United States. So the Southern
yeah,
India films seem to take off really big with like foreign viewers, as opposed to Bollywood, which has been out there like forever. And now all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but eventually it's like the South is taking over.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Wow.
yeah.
Now, this priest here,
Uh,
this actor does not speak any English. So Spielberg is feeding him the lines off camera. So they had to cut it. So that's why his speech that comes up later, it's
Hmm.
there's so many pauses in between it. So he's just
yeah,
doing the whole scene phonetically. He speaks
Oh,
zero
that's
English.
incredible.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I just wanted to say hi to Barry on. So good to see you,
Hi,
Barry.
Marion. And I'm gonna say a
And
line that my dad said that is so non-PC, but it's true, given who we are in America. My dad's like, "Wow, some of these people are darker than me." It was just like, "What is up with this?"
Yeah, and this village looks pretty poor, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I love where he's like, eat it.
that's
He's like,
more
that's
than
more
these
food than
people
they
having
get
a
in a
month.
month, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, just before this, you could see how everything is there, like no green or anything. Everything has been
Hmm.
is in bad condition, so they haven't been able to grow any food.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they just did a great job of capturing this pretty, a village in bad shape. That
Hmm.
he, and this is kind of like the Magnificent Seven model, right? The hero rides into a village, the village is
Yep.
oppressed in some way, and then the
Hmm.
hero, gets involved at this local level.
Yeah. Ooh, and she has to eat it, and it's just then
The
a
fly
fly
lands on it.
Ooh.
a fly
I
lands.
know.
Yeah, we're so
And
spoiled here, but yeah.
I love how everyone's like watching them
Yeah,
eat.
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it's good, right?
It's delicious. So this is the guy that speaks English on the right.
No, on the left, it'll be, that's he speaks zero English. Yep, it's all phonetically. Yep.
Bangkok Palace.
See all the cuts they keep cutting away.
Mm-hmm. That's incredible. So they must have just loved this guy's look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And he's got a memorable look. I've always
yeah,
remembered this
yeah,
guy.
Hmm. I think he's like
Wow.
the village shaman. The shaman always has a certain distinctive
Presence.
look. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
yeah.
and presence.
mm, mm.
And I've always appreciated like Indiana Jones kind of knows what he's talking about, even though this seems
Yeah.
like it would be pretty obscure lore. He's
Hmm.
got just
Yes,
enough knowledge to follow along.
yeah,
Short round's like, no, you leave now.
Yeah, I mean, there was. We're not going to get into controversy too much, but I know it was, certain religious groups and didn't like, how the religions were portrayed and how their country was portrayed. So,
yeah.
I mean, is it?
There's several like areas that there was issues with, and especially the part coming up a little bit later.
Yeah,
where they're eating food.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like there should be some degree of forgiveness as long as as long as you're trying to get better as you go, you know. Because if you what I always worry about as creatives, if creatives nowadays are so penned in by having to be perfect, you know, that you would never get a movie like this. It would never happen, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, and it's so insulting to,
Look at the two
to
of them
your
copying each
audience.
other.
You know? Because I didn't granted I'm a Westerner, but it didn't seem to me like the film was trying to make a caricature of what
No.
was going on. You could tell Indy could tell the gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if
he
anything,
was
you
not
sympathize with these people.
yeah, he
Yeah.
knew how
Yeah.
the social graces. No, you can't just refuse food that's given to you, especially by this
That's right.
village that has practically nothing.
Yeah, even this village, you know, is worth saving and worth fighting for, you know. So,
Mhm.
you know, I don't know. I never got that impression. I understand that people might get offended. I understand that. I just worry that, you know, you could pen people in with the threat of offense to the point
Mhm.
where you never get off the ground. And I'd rather get off the ground and then get better as we go than to never do anything.
Agreed.
Well, yeah, like
Was there?
if you take in consideration like the old King Kong movies where they were shot in supposedly in Africa. There's
Oh.
really a studio, and there's a lot of African people, and they're all portrayed as savages. I never look at that story as if it was like, oh, they're really specifically looking to offend, um, anyone in particular. This is the story that they've created as a fictional story about King Kong. That's
Yeah.
it. I never really associated, but I do understand the
Mhm.
upset. But this movie still has some cultural significance to me because of its entertainment value, and
Mhm.
also it's eh, it,
Mhm.
I don't I think we need to like stop being I don't know, it's not my place to be not unsensitive about this, but
It's it's kind of
still
like
like
you have to give some kind of grace and understand where people are coming from. If they're coming from a place of, we're not trying to purposely insult anything,
yeah,
and we're kinda coming at it as we didn't know it at the time, we didn't know it, at the
yeah,
time, because you're always gonna offend somebody,
Yeah.
right? You know? So, it's
yeah,
you can't tiptoe, like that.
Well, and this kid seemed like genuinely frail too. Like,
Yep.
like
Mhm.
yeah.
That, like,
Well, a
scared me.
lot of the
"One
kids look
escape, one
underfed.
escape, how'd they do it?" And then when his mother sees him, she just,
yeah.
uh
Now, well, I was gonna say, don't you think this is this more modern day audiences saying this is insensitive, or back? I don't
Yes.
remember any controversy back. I know the Indian, it was banned in India when it first came out, and in
Oh,
India,
They
really?
were yeah,
yeah,
they did not like this at all. I read
I
but
I didn't hear
from
anything,
them.
and honestly, at the time when I went to school with a lot of, like, Punjabi kids and Sikh kids. I didn't hear anything. They were all going to see the movie.
Hmm.
so it
No,
seems like
I
it's
know
more of
a
a
lot of people from, of Indian, heritage that would have that. They don't have a problem with it. But there were some I remember one guy I think we were talking about it, he said, "Oh yeah, I find it offensive." And I was like, "Okay, I respect your opinion."
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
just got to be middle ground between creative license and some level of ignorance. Not everyone in the world is going to know everything about every culture in the world, and so there's got to be some leeway in my mind.
Mm,
Mhm.
You could be considerate and compassionate and have a willingness to learn and understand. And also, I feel like the other side should always be willing to let you make a few mistakes, along the way.
yeah.
As long as you're not being overtly awful or
Yeah.
mean spirit. I think mean spirited is the big thing.
well, yeah,
Mhm.
because they portray this village in a really good light. So it's not everyone is portrayed as evil. It's just a certain
Right.
group is portrayed as evil. This evil sect. So yes and no. Maybe it's considered racially insensitive. They keep saying but you know, plus it's a product of the times too. But I don't think the movie's got a good heart. I don't think it's setting out to
Yeah.
be
No,
propaganda
I
or
don't
try
think I
to
didn't.
demean anyone intentionally. So that's why I
Well, and
think
if
you go
anything,
overboard today.
Willie Scott, the white chick in the film, she's the most clueless in the whole thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The biggest idiot. Yeah.
Well, there were people who had a problem with her in particular, you know,
Well, she was
being the
hot, so she got
damsel.
a free pass.
The
Yeah.
well, no, a lot of
She got
people
the
were
hot
saying that
pass.
she was
Yeah.
a damsel in distress too much, and so that was also offensive
Well,
to
to
some
some
people.
people, maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
or
she
you've
was
got the
fantastic.
you've got the savior, white savior trope of Indiana Jones coming in
Yes,
to
yes.
save the, you know.
Yeah, but if I
I
went
Uh,
to
mean,
India
some
and I
people
saw
have
some
the
movie where there was an Indian guy and he was the hero, I wouldn't be like, excuse me. You know, I'm like, yeah, of course, you know, whatever. It makes sense. I get it.
look at her. She's so,
it was just fun.
Smell.
Just yeah, she tried to put perfume on the.
like, oh man,
Yeah, she pours like Chanel on this thing.
Mhm.
Oh,
a lot
Well,
too.
poor elephant.
Chanel is a funky perfume, so I'd be pissed if I was there, if I was the elephant too.
And in real life, she can't stand snakes, Kate Capshaw. So she almost fainted the first time she had to do it. They cut out a snake scene
Oh,
here, but
Oh
Steven
wow.
Oh,
Spielberg said you have to, but that means you have to do the bug scene. And she didn't really read the script all the way through that completely, as she was saying. She didn't realize. So I give her a lot of points for doing those bugs because when you see
That
that's,
the
I
that's
think
a
the
lot of
bug scene would be
mascara
tougher.
flying up there. I'm just saying.
What's that?
With the bats, I said that's a lot of mascara flying up there.
and those are fruit bats, not vampire bats. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was going to say, if I was an actor, I think the bug scene would be much more difficult than
yeah.
a snake scene.
I'll take none of it.
And they're all
Thank
real
you.
bugs too. They're not CGI
Yeah,
bugs. So
yeah.
I don't know. There's so many snakes in Florida. It's like I'd rather run across a bug than a snake. I just nah.
but would you
Really?
want like
For
40,000
sure.
cockroaches dumped on you though, and going in your hair and down your
Yeah,
dress?
the thing about bugs is you lose track of them, man. Like, ah.
Yeah, but I can't really say they're venomous.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
depending on which ones, but like some
I
of the
totally get this breakdown
spiders.
right here. I get it.
Yeah.
I put
And
up with enough crap.
here's where the dress gets eaten by the elephant in real life or for real. Yeah.
The elephant ate her dress?
Yeah, so they had one dress made, and the costume designer found all these original sequins from the 30s, so the dress looked authentic. And you know, the dress is hanging, and the elephant, you know, goes and eats the dress, and it wasn't planned. Ate the back of
Oh,
the
my
dress, so
Lord.
they had to fly the costume design because they filmed the opening scene later in the movie after this movie, after this scene.
Wow.
So they had to
And
repair the
she's like
dress.
freaking out in the background, and they're just having like a casual conversation.
Oh, wait till they start arguing about cheating,
You
and then they
cheat.
kill each other.
And I
Like,
love how
yes,
they-
please.
And what's funny is they're both cheaters.
Yep.
Play with you, no fun. I always love
You pay now.
I love that line. I'm very little. You cheat very big.
that.
You want me to take
Cute.
this?
I love that smile on his face.
Yeah,
Well, the owl isn't that bad.
she's just panicking for seeing anything at this point.
Oh, that was was that a Komodo dragon?
It looked like it might have been.
Yeah.
They move kind of fast when there's food around.
Oh, my dog killed this giant lizard the other day. I couldn't believe it. This thing was huge, and
Oh
and
no,
he got
Godzilla.
it. He's counting his money.
So this is when she agreed to do the one snake scene later. She said, "Okay, Steven, I guess, you know, they were dating at this point." She said, I'll do this one snake scene for you now."
There you go, kid. Oh yeah, they're setting it up right now.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
fact that Indy knows this, he
Yeah.
knows this
Yeah. Yeah.
mythology,
I love that.
shows he's not just, he's not some clueless white
Yeah, he's
savior,
not
so to speak. He
completely like
knows what he's talking
ethnocentric.
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
The elephant has good taste.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The elephant was smart to eat that dress.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, this was so
Yeah.
funny.
He hates snakes. Well, his character
Yeah,
does.
He
he
hates
does.
snakes, yeah.
Yeah, she never even knew.
Mm-mm.
This was actually
I love it. He's like,
Great scene.
why did it have to be a snake?
It's like not cool.
Which is like you had to have seen the first movie to know that he hates snakes.
Mm-hmm.
But in life, Harrison Ford does not have a problem with snakes.
Oh,
Really?
the actor doesn't.
No.
See, I mean, these are great shots. I'm sorry, like it just
Oh, they're
looks so
beautiful.
exotic and adventuresome.
Mhm.
Yep. I'm Batman.
Beautiful location shoot.
And the bats were just there, and they was like, let's put them in the movie when they were
Mhm.
filming.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Looks so cool. Yeah.
Bats flying, they look so cool when they do.
And this is a pretty typical trope where, and you see it all over the place, where locals, you saw it even in Nosferatu recently, where the locals will only take you so far,
Yes.
and then it's taboo to go any further.
Mm-hmm.
I love that shot. It's such an Indiana Jones shot.
So gross, this statue. Ugh. Like covered with slime and ugh.
A blood offering in a bowl, it looked
Mhm.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, just nasty. Fingers just hanging around.
This reminds me slightly of the opening of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they found these, kind of lost temple idols in the middle of the jungle as you walk up.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yeah, it's
And
fresh.
this-
But it's
blood.
fresh.
Okay,
Fresh.
I'm not even part of that village, and I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I'm turning around.
Yeah, well, we tried.
We
Game
tried.
over, man. Game over.
I'm out of here. I mean, even in the US, especially in the deep south, there's like many superstitions about places you shouldn't go, what certain things look
Ooh.
like. It's like, no, don't want to go over there.
Well, it comes from that primal fear of like the deep woods, right? There's these places in
Yes.
nature that
Mhm.
you don't go there, and I think every locality has some of this superstition. We just watched my wife and I. We just watched The Witch with Anna Taylor-Joy in it and everything, and
I saw that.
it's good, and it
it's
has
good?
that fear of the woods. You have there's the house in the middle of the clearing, and then the woods at the edge of the woods. You don't go into the woods because there's
Yeah.
something dangerous in
Mhm.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, try camping as a scout with 3 matches, some tinfoil, and a pound of hamburger meat in the darkness somewhere you don't know where you are as a little kid. Yeah, that'll.
Mhm.
Then you hear
Well,
every
man.
noise in the forest.
Well, and this
Yeah.
was a little scary, right? The idea was this palace is supposed to be abandoned, right? And here it's fully functional again, and then you've got this like anglicized Indian gentleman here, so it's not supposed to be populated. Is that right?
I
Is
think
that
Yeah,
the plot?
I
don't
thought
they?
so. Yeah.
Because that's
Oh,
a pretty cool
Pancot
plot.
Palace.
What's that?
Oh, Pancot Palace wasn't
Yes,
supposed to launch
if I remember right, it's supposed to be abandoned, and somehow it's like thriving again. So it's creepy to walk in here and see this palace like guarded and functional again and operating.
That's a very Star Wars shot there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Tatooine.
Yeah. It's Jabba's
Oh,
palace.
yeah.
Oh, they about to start that party. I love the costumes in this. I was like, man,
Oh,
these are even
yeah.
cooler costumes. I like this.
Oh, the musicians are jamming out. They're like,
Mhm.
It's the cantina scene.
Pancot Palace rocks.
Yeah. Why y'all don't like Pancot Palace? Looks like a pretty okay spot to me.
Yeah, it's going on. Then you got this classic British, colonel or something?
Yes.
Yep.
The red coat.
Hmm.
What else was he in? Oh, wasn't he the bad guy in the bathroom in The Shining?
Which guy?
In The Shining, when Jack Nicholson,
possibly, yes.
he's
The,
like,
one
he
of
was
the
the guy who's
ghosts.
like, you've always worked here. He was the guy that confronted Jack Nicholson in the bathroom. He spilled the drink on him. I think that's the same actor.
Yeah, he's
Really?
one of the ghosts.
Yes.
Huh.
And she looks pretty hot here, all decked out.
You
Yeah,
sure?
she looks great. Yeah.
Let me see. Yep.
Yep. Well, of course, Dr. Jones, of course, cleans up pretty nice too. So my wife, anytime there's a Harrison Ford movie, I can get
Oh,
her to go
yeah.
see Harrison Ford. Although the last Indiana Jones movie and the Captain Falcon movie, was not received so well. Yep.
Yeah, my mom was always,
Yeah.
her big crush was Christopher Reeve,
Oh my gosh.
Superman.
I love this setting. It is so
It's
opulent.
beautiful, yeah.
It is.
I ordered the squid with extra tentacles for dinner tonight.
Wise
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. And an eel.
Actually, I do love I'm Italian. We make eel for Christmas Eve, so I love eating eel.
A little
You deep
roast
fry it.
lamprey.
You
I'll
cut
take
it.
squid, but not doing
The
the
eel is so good. If you ever come over for Christmas Eve, but you cut it in pieces and you deep fry it. And my grandmother told me, lied to me. She said it was like, it's chicken or something. I'm like, oh, it tastes great.
I like the black squid pasta, but
I've had eel on sushi.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, oh yeah, I'm bored. What kind of kid are you?
You people bore me. So,
Yeah. I do like the fact that Willie is already planning, like she was already planning
Mhm.
to seduce
to seduce
the
the
Maharaja
Yeah.
until she realizes, oh, he's just a child.
Mhm. Like he's a kid.
well, and there's something like inherently decadent about the child prince, right? That all
Yeah.
of these people follow a child because that's what the system says to do. So there's always something bizarre about that.
And I believe too, if the heavier you are, that it was a status to be heavy back then too, in
Mhm.
Indian
That sounds
culture.
right.
That meant
Food scarcity.
yeah.
Oh, yuck.
I was a short rat when it jumped out.
Our Christmas
Oh,
Eve
yeah.
dinner doesn't look like that, but we do have 7 fishes. Yeah.
He had a piece of some fishes.
Yeah, I remember seeing this as a kid and just like me and my mom just like freaking out over all of that. She was like,
Oh God,
and
who would do that?
the audience was like, oh,
Yeah,
in
this
the
was a
theater.
definite freak out.
Yeah.
And this stuff is all not, it's all fake food. Obviously, all like they said, it's pudding in there, or they're not eating the bugs or eating this stuff. So,
but it's psychological. You take monkey brain and you put a spoon in it, you're out.
Like, what is this?
And I think also, this is. I hope they weren't thinking that like people actually ate this stuff for real, but.
Oh yeah, this was gross.
What was this?
It's Jello in there.
The scarab beetles.
I mean, I eat lobster, so I don't know.
I mean, I crack open crabs like that.
Yeah,
right.
Ooh, crabs.
Well, and they're similar, right?
It's
crawfish. Eat crawfish.
Yeah,
I have
right.
Crawfish.
So I love mussels, or I had snails last week.
I don't like snails, but I do
with the garlic bread, with the bread and the garlic. Oh,
I
But you
love
grow up eating
scallops.
it like, that's my dad's side. You grow up
Mhm.
like you eat rabbit. It's like,
I've had rabbit before.
I mean, one of our friends came over and she said, "Well, how come you guys don't eat horse that often? I never see horse." I'm like, "What? Horse?
No.
Like they have horse? It's like what you grow up with." So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
This is just the part.
She's so happy she's got quote normal food.
I lost. Yeah,
This
what's
is
normal
just
Look
food?
at short round.
Ooh, what is that?
and the eyes were glued to the bottom, and she had to scoop in to get. And it took like 3 or 4 takes to get multiple eyes to pop up at the same time.
Oh my
Now
goodness.
that seemed like a joke to have eyeballs in there. I'm just like, really?
But there
Sorry, it
are
doesn't
some
seem to
people.
fit.
Well, some people do that with fish. They make a soup and then
I
put the eyeballs in there for flavor.
fish
Yeah.
eyeballs, I can
Yeah.
understand. I
Yeah.
could even understand if it was fish heads that were in there. Yeah, yeah, that didn't look like a fish eyeball.
That looked like a human. I mean, or
Yes, it
or
looked like a
primate.
human. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right. Probably like a primate or something.
Yeah.
It's like he's so young to have that much opulence
And power.
on
And,
him.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, I couldn't tell if he was a boy or a girl.
Me neither.
I was a little confused by this
Yep.
guy.
Well, today I'm not making any comments.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
I could not
A
tell.
dessert. Oh yes,
Chilled
Oh.
monkey brains.
Baskin Robbins.
Oh my God.
I, as grossed out as I was, the presentation, I gotta say, you gotta give props to the presentation for this.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They don't serve this in
Oh.
Disney World, do they? Or Epcot? No.
Not that I,
She just passed out.
that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, yeah. No, you
I'm
know
not
what the
freaked
part
out by
that
food too often, but that would not do well with me.
yeah,
No.
no. The thing that really would make me like completely lose it though is the fact that there was hair attached to it. Like all the little hairs. Oh.
That's flavor.
Yeah. No.
And
Like
this is
I'm
actually
out.
Nightcap.
Yeah, this
Had
is good
this,
stuff where they both
dessert I had this dish at a Chinese restaurant in Vancouver, and it had, like, coconut rice and shrimp and stuff. I was like, "I'm cool with that." But they had this octopus in the middle of it, and I'm just like, "I can't eat with that thing looking at me." It's no.
Yeah.
No, I can eat everything else but that.
My parents went to a Chinese restaurant once and they ordered duck pads. And they thought it was just like a piece of the duck meat or something. And it turned out it
Mhm.
was all duck feet. Duck pads.
Oh.
It was all duck feet.
Oh
They're
no.
like, can we send this back?
This is food.
I
Yes.
love
Can you
this
find
too.
something else more in nutrition?
Oh, I love this darn scene. This cracked me up.
This is great stuff. They both want to, but they're both too stubborn to give in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to admit it.
And it's smart. I remember back in the day, get a girl talking about what her favorite dishes are, man. Get her talking about food, and you are doing something right.
Maybe customs.
Oh, and John
Yeah, this seems
Williams'
like
Whoa.
a
score
sure thing
right
at this
now.
point.
His
Skip
score
the
is just
kissing.
so
Skip the
amazing.
kissing. Get to the adventure.
This is the boring part, Mom.
When does the action start? I don't wanna watch it.
Yeah, when are they gonna start fighting again?
And then he overplays his hand a little bit here.
Yeah,
He kinda
way
leaves her hanging.
overplays it.
It's like still. It's like, excuse me.
You conceited ape.
Yeah.
Didn't know
I'm
when
not
to
that
shut
easy.
up.
I mean, he kind of blew a sure thing here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And this is not a contest as a man you want to be in. You know, who's gonna with a woman?
As we said before, she's got the hot pass. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
5
She's
minutes.
absolutely
She's like, I
gorgeous.
give you 5 minutes. Yeah.
And internally, it's like, yeah, it's probably going to be more like 4.5.
And he's like, all right, I gotta make
Yeah.
6 minutes. 6
But he
minutes.
is Harrison Ford. And this is where he hurts his back really badly and herniates a disc in this scene when he flips the attacker over.
Oh, and that was a good flip too.
They
That
said
was a
he
really good
yelled
flip.
like he's screaming. He's like, I need help. You know, yeah.
Yeah, you might want to brush your teeth.
The monkey breath. They're
We
both
all-
Oh,
expecting the other person to come in.
they never told you if Indy ate the monkey brains. Oh.
You probably did.
Now,
Would-
as a
would
guy, if you
not
get yourself into
surprise
this
me.
mess, you have to make it to 6 minutes. You got to.
Yeah, can't fold that quickly.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got to wait 6 minutes, and then you can, because then you could
I'll-
claim that you at least made it past the fight. You know.
I think I only would have made it 3 minutes, though, to be honest.
Well, if I found myself in this stubborn battle, I probably would have held out 6 minutes. At
This is
least.
so ingenious how this was done.
With the painting on the back?
Yeah, with the painting, and you're like, it doesn't give it away right away. It's just
Right.
like works
Yeah,
it
but-
into like.
Kama Sutra painting.
And you notice all these back and
Wow.
forth shots they're clearly depicting the artwork back there.
Yeah, yeah. So you can see him. And when he moves, it's like super creepy and clever. You're like, oh, snap, Indy.
If he would have showed up after 5 minutes, nope, sorry.
Yep.
You'll think about
There's
that
where his
next
back
time.
goes.
Ouch. I could have been your greatest adventure. She's such a. He's like, trust me, I'd much rather be hanging out with you right now.
Look at his face.
It could have been your greatest adventure.
I love that line.
Here you go.
Let's go, short round.
See, that's what you need.
The whip.
You know exactly what you need to give Dr. Jones. Oh, this was hilarious.
Oh,
I'm like,
boy.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they do that in Final Destination?
Did they?
I don't know.
I'm
Maybe
sure they
maybe
did.
I'm
I
not
mean, they've
right.
done
Yeah,
everything
'cause-
in that movie.
Yeah. Somebody had death
Because
by
I
ceiling fan.
can't. Yeah, I can't take Final Destination.
It's crap.
I saw the
man.
first
Yeah,
one
that
and
was
I
right.
almost lost it.
I'm right here.
It's just like, yeah. She's like,
I love how he
ravish
grabbed
me.
the
The
statue.
statue killed me.
Yeah, yeah.
And she gets mad about it. She gets jealous. Excuse me.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Well, he's abreast of the
Right.
situation.
Literally.
What?
Nice, Mark.
That's a good one. Uh-huh.
Air on the flowers.
There's a draft coming from somewhere.
This is where I kind of, you get the idea, like the storytelling. There's still like detective work going on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right here.
Yeah, the cheeky little jokes are just great. Some more.
Steps of Shiva. Shiva. Why did they translate that wrong? And that's the parchment that the
Yep, the little boy gave him.
Page had in his hand.
Yep.
See, you have to give us breadcrumbs like this.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I
Yeah, there's something going
I
on.
love this. I love this.
Well,
stuff.
this is classic indie, right? The crypt
Yeah.
walk, you know?
Yeah. The hat, and he's got all of his tools, and
Here.
Yeah.
And he's got a sidekick now. Yep.
Yeah.
A short round, the best sidekick ever, man.
Yeah.
And he's letting him follow him on this dangerous adventure. Yep. Kind of like Batman and Robin. Yep. We're gonna go fight the Joker. No problem, Robin. Yeah.
Oh no. Of course he
No,
touches
you're not to
something.
touch nothing.
Don't touch anything. Yeah.
Okay, I touch nothing. Typical kid.
Liar.
Don't touch this. I'm so gonna touch it.
This is funny.
Yes, that one didn't work.
I hate it when that
She was so
happens. Yeah.
good.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
I
the
mean-
bugs in the ground. He said it feels like I stepped on fortune cookie.
Ah, gross.
Those aren't pillows.
Oh, this reminds
Those
me
aren't
of the
pillows.
scene in the mummy.
Ah. I can't
Yeah,
Those
that's
are
a
real
lot of
bugs.
bugs, guys.
Yeah.
They had a bug handler. They flew in from England to bring all these bugs. Yeah. Like, oh.
Some of them look like palmetto bugs.
Yeah, and the idea of these things kind of like crawling up your pant leg, that's, God. And she's got one scene where it like goes right into her blonde hair and vanishes.
Uh-huh.
Centipedes,
Yeah.
it's so gross.
Yeah.
Jay, I don't think a single bug was hurt in the filming of this movie.
I think some got squished. Well, it's cool. Stunt Brat said she got to work with Whoopi on Beverly Hills Brats. Oh, cool.
Wow.
Oh.
She had a really foul mouth. Well, that doesn't surprise me as
Yeah,
a
not
comedian.
surprising.
Yeah. Oh no, no, no. Don't stand up against the wall, short round. Don't
What
do
were you
it.
standing against the wall?
Don't do it.
Classic adventure movie, action movie 101. Don't lean against nothing.
You told me that.
You told me.
Oh my
Will
god,
they?
I love it.
Oh,
Why are you
God.
calling me?
Oh, this is funny. He's like, we are going to die.
Yeah.
And this was the scene when she didn't realize how many bugs in the script, and she was just,
It's a lot to ask. I'm with her on the bug one.
and she took a sedative before the scene so she could get through it.
Okay. Oh, smart lady.
Yeah. Would you get people down here? This is filmed so well. Oh my gosh.
What's the rush?
This
What
I
is
get it. I so
this?
get it.
They're so on different pages here.
Yeah. Oh, broken nail.
She's like, oh, I broke a nail. Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And I don't like bugs like that.
My worst nightmare.
Well, and that thing has like some pretty active antenna, like just flopping back.
Yeah.
And
Oh
Like,
It's
yeah.
a real
where's my
bug, too.
smell?
forth. Let me in. Let me in.
Yeah, and they're just throwing the bugs. You can see the making of how they're throwing the bugs on her. It's like, oh,
Oh, that
Not
big
this
one on the
one.
side. Oh.
Right one.
Yeah, this is gross too. There's like a curtain of bugs, and she has to like reach through the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it.
Ew.
I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know if I could.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I don't know if I could. There would have to be Jason Momoa on the other side for me.
Oh yes. Okay. Now I understand.
Lorena has been inspired to heroic actions.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
We
he's
no, no,
freezing.
no,
go
no,
to
no.
die.
Oh my God. No, 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 no.
Oh man.
I love the ick factor.
Yeah,
Put
they
in
went for it.
Great.
Ah, they're
Good thing it
saved.
worked, unlike Windows 95.
Oh boy.
This is Spielberg's favorite scene in the whole movie, he said to film and direct.
I didn't expect that. That's why I love this. Get the hat.
Oh my God. It's so
Yep.
close.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God. Oh.
Oh, that is hard to
Oh
watch.
yeah.
Nuts.
Every time I see that, it's just like, oh, how did he reach in there so fast?
And they waited to
It's
leave
so
too, a
close.
little bit too long, I
Mhm.
thought. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's all for the movie. It's fun. Yep. So Stuntbright was not available for work when it dealt with spiders, right?
Yeah.
I can jump off a tall building, but forget
Like,
the spiders.
I
Yeah.
got a cold this week. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
This set. I love
yeah.
this set.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was cool. This show, it reminded me a little bit of Conan.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did it over the top here.
But
And
this
Spielberg was
particular. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, he on the making of, he said how impressed he was with the production design and how they brought this to life.
Yeah.
So just, I mean, just looks so real. I mean, because it's not green screen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all practical.
Now, this particular room that they're in is definitely modeled after some of the rooms that were in that movie I told you about, She,
Oh yeah.
from 1935. So some of the statues that are kind of in the sitting position,
Mhm.
those were also in the movie as well.
Yeah, this isn't a small set. I mean, they really built this out. I mean, there's a lot of detail in it. Just even that giant crank that they put in there.
Mhm.
And I love that costume for Molaram. You know, he's pretty memorable.
Yeah.
It's a big dude. Yeah, it's perfect casting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he shaved his head for the film, the actor, and he said now he always shaves his head, you know, and it became his thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
it looks
scary.
good on him.
Yeah, that's a pretty menacing smile.
Welcome for dinner.
Yeah, this is wild. The human sacrifice.
Yeah. I think this is what was considered one of the more
This
controversial
is a
parts.
darker, yeah.
This
Yeah.
was if I don't remember too much controversy, but I do remember a little from it being a kid. I remember there being a little controversy over the lava, him burning alive in the lava, and the heart scene.
Yeah, no.
For PG-13, by modern standards, I don't think it would have made a PG-13 rating for those two scenes.
When I was a kid, 14 years old, going on 14, loved it. I was like, oh my God. Me and my mom, we looked at each other and we were like, oh my goodness, what is happening? For years, we're like, Kalima.
Kalima.
Like asking your biology teacher in high school, so can you really rip somebody's heart out? Like,
let's see.
like, what is wrong with you children?
So yeah, now on the soundtrack, there's one of the tracks is called Temple of Doom. Yeah, it's so gross. And they play this music, and it's so weird because I remember I was playing it, and the guy screams on the soundtrack. He's like, on the soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You got to listen. It's on Apple if you could listen to it. Temple of Doom is the track.
Ah.
But it's really cool. They play the cult music, Molaram, 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 and then with the drums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an awful way to go, man.
Yeah.
In a lava pit.
I know.
Yeah,
and
there's a
lower
lot. I mean,
down.
this cult music is pretty. It crescendos. It gets more and more intense. So it's pretty wild. And then they film it
Yeah.
and edit it very well.
Yeah. Also, I hate to keep mentioning the movie She, but they do have the similar music in there for a scene that's similar to this.
Now I gotta YouTube it. I gotta find it. Yeah, you would probably pass out before you got down there.
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah.
But when the heart was on fire, I'm like, oh, what
That's
is this
crazy.
here?
Yeah. Insane.
Oh, into the lava. You're done, dude.
And then he's like laughing maniacally,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and his hand is on fire. He doesn't feel it.
An unrepentingly evil villain.
Yeah.
It's a perfect villain, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just evil. Just
Yeah.
Pure evil. Yeah.
But you always got a sense that the way the actor portrayed him, that he just delights in his villainy, and I kind of like
Yeah.
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 That's the beauty of it. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, he could be saved. This is pure evil
Yeah.
in the form of a man.
Mm-hmm. And there's the stones. And then
This is cool.
well, when they came together, yeah.
Oh, they're
glow, yeah.
glowing. Is that the
Mhm.
sacred fire? Would you say?
Yeah. Yeah, there is a sacred fire symbolism. So a lot of times there's a tie to the native culture, this idea of continuity of the native culture, and those stones represent a certain continuity for that village. So it's a very accurate symbolism there. And of course, it ties into Indiana Jones in that he's trying to pursue this.
That's his mission.
Right.
So
It has
cool. I
his
loved
individual
it.
goal tied to it. The crystal in Superman is another great example of a symbol that ties him to his native culture. It's the continuum of his culture, and it's his individual goal. It's what calls to him.
Diamonds. Diamonds. You
Yeah,
can actually.
she's so like perfectly one dimensional, like not even in a bad way. She's like, she likes her glamour. She likes her, high living.
Yeah.
Diamonds, did you say?
Yeah.
You can actually get those Sakura stones at Hollywood Studios, actually. Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I need to get them. Where is it?
I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Fortune and glory.
But not today.
She's like lusting after him.
Ignore him.
Oh my god.
We're house sitting my daughter's cat for 2 weeks, and she jumped up to look at the mirror in our dining room with all our family pictures, and she got scared and knocked like all the pictures over a lamp.
Oh man.
Nothing broke. I don't know how, but
the stones, do they light up? The ones that you buy?
I think they do. I think individually they do.
I got to get those because I've got my I got the headpiece to the Staff of Ra.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
I found what I was looking for in Tanis.
that's cool to have. Yep.
Gosh, that sounds really cool.
That statue of Kali Ma.
Pretty
It
intimidating.
is just.
Well, Doug, I have
limbs on it.
I have this.
You know what?
Saw that.
When I was driving home, I saw that you showed that in the beginning. I love that.
Yeah.
Give me the whip. I give you the idol.
Yeah, the idol, the Jovitos.
Mm-hmm.
This is mystical stuff. It's just so, fun in the movie. As much as the new movie was horrible, the one line where it says, "Oh, I've seen some amazing things in my time." I'm paraphrasing, but
I feel like this shot is one of the most quintessential Indiana Jones shots there is, where he's holding this thing up to his face and he's like sweating and he's got like the eyes of wonder. I see it a lot on the internet. So I feel like it is a fundamental Indiana Jones moment there.
Yeah.
coming
It is.
face to face with real magic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where he had his glory, and now he's here's something.
Well, and I got to be honest, I'm surprised that they had that line in there, because fortune and glory is not really what motivates him in Raiders of the
No.
Lost Ark. He's
No.
a professor, and he cares about the intellectual, cultural heritage of these things, and he goes and collects them so that bad guys won't. That there's no
Belongs in a
raiders.
museum.
Right.
Yeah. But
So when he says fortune and glory in this, I was always like, really? Unless he's just.
but this is a prequel though, so that's why he hasn't gotten to that part yet. Where
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
that's an interesting take.
yeah.
Take care, Koj. Thanks for hanging with us.
Oh,
Night,
KJ.
Coach.
Gotta head out. Yeah.
Yeah. Good night. And we'll talk soon. Okay.
Yeah, Coach, I
Great
think
chat.
that theory makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense. Like eventually he'll get there.
Mhm.
Yeah. That actually helps me out, because that line's always bothered me. Now it does. It's already
Oh.
not bothering me.
Oh, good. Oh man. Oh. Oh, by the way, that's Pat Roach, the
Oh, the German boxer. Hey. come
yeah,
on.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And he was also one of the Nepali thugs in Marion's tavern.
Yes. They had a lot of makeup on him.
And he was also the clockmaker in Clash of the Titans.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I just love him so much.
I've learned all of that by hanging out with Retro Nerd Girl, by the way.
Yeah.
See,
But
she knows all that stuff.
We're gonna see him next week because we're gonna be watching Willow, and he plays an actual prominent role in that movie.
Does he play the guy with the mask?
Yeah, General. I forgot what his name is, but he's a general.
That's Pat Roach?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And I do like the paternalism of Indiana Jones in this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They really, there's a great relationship between the two.
There really is. That's why I think, we always say Short Round would have been a great way to continue this story. It's more than just a character from a film that we can use. This guy has the spirit of adventure that we really saw in this movie.
Yeah.
Short Round.
I still think that they could do it just with the right script.
Someone needs to write the script. You're totally right.
Yeah. Just a really good script, and just let him lead.
And you know what I would do? Maybe you can still have Harrison Ford in it, but not as the leading role. Have him be one of the people that Short Round goes to for advice or wisdom at his home, or at the university or something, and Indy gives them critical advice. But let Short Round go on the adventure.
Don't call it Indiana Jones. That's not the title.
Short Round and the something.
Yeah.
They should have had Short Round in that last movie. That was such a missed opportunity. He should have been his sidekick, and especially it's an older Indy too, and he acknowledges that. So that should have been Short Round.
Too late though to do something.
And watch them play cards and they accuse each other of cheating.
Yes, that would be so. Like callbacks to this. It would be great.
Yeah, you could probably find some really cool lore in India and or China or something, and put Short Round right in the thick of it. Yeah, some Chinese folklore, and an artifact associated with it that's real, like the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail. And then Chinese audiences would actually lift their ban for it, possibly.
Maybe not. there's a they may not be interested right now because of politics.
I gotta be honest.
By the way, Gate of Marvel is here. Great to see you, Gate of Marvel.
And yes, we were just talking about that Gate of Marvel. He is the villain in Willow. Pat Roach.
We'll be seeing that next week.
That's
and
one
thank you
big
so
dude.
Sure. Thank you so much for the congratulations. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Ew, that is so gross. Imagine drinking out of another
Like,
There's a
person's
lot of
unwashed
skull.
gross
skull.
stuff in this movie.
Oh, gross. No, no, don't do it. Oh,
They
yes.
got a lot of health code violations going on here.
Now, this would be a poisoned apple retro,
Yes.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
It
Oh,
alters the state of the protagonist, and it's delivered by the masked minotaur.
I love that. I love the yeah, I do love
Voodoo
the
dolls.
poisoned apple, the
Yeah.
poisoned apple motif.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this freaked me out when I was little. I was like,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
with the
rarely.
voodoo doll.
yes. I was like, oh my god, no.
Well, but isn't voodoo a Caribbean thing?
It's Haitian.
Yes.
Yeah,
Haitian,
it's
yeah.
totally.
So this is actually not appropriate for this culture,
It's
right?
cultural
No,
appropriation, but it's okay.
I was just like, when did we switch to voodoo?
but no, it's I was totally into it because these guys are completely out of their gourd.
Yeah, so it's just
They're
kind of like, okay, but I will say during this period of time, you did have a sizable Indian population that was in the Caribbean as well. So
yes,
Oh,
it's
yes.
not super far-fetched. The movie's so good,
No.
we'll allow it, but
yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like,
Well,
Interesting.
Barry-Ann
Yeah.
says they learned it on the internet.
By the way, hi Jedi Johnson, how are ya? Thanks for
no.
joining us today.
Poor Short
And of
Round got
course,
roughed up.
William Blake Hall just walked in, so good to see
Hey,
you
William.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. I guess maybe you've been here for a bit. Yet 10,020. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for the congratulations.
I also like how Short Round is the one who saves him later. It's one of my favorite.
Yep.
As a boy, it's one of my favorite
Yes.
scenes as a boy where Indy winks at him. He's like, "I'm okay, kid." I was like, "Oh yeah, Short Round."
Yes. Oh, the audience. I
Mhm.
remember the audience cheering like crazy through all of that.
Totally. And
Yeah.
as a boy, it's like you vicariously are Short Round, and you brought the Indy back.
Yeah.
You saved Batman. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally.
Like as
These
a
are always
kid,
creepy.
you're actually can affect the world, you know,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah,
something that
totally.
most people say like, "Oh, get out of the way so we can do the real work." Look at him; he's
Yeah.
so great. It's so weird seeing him be a bad person.
Mhm. He's so weird here too.
Yeah, it's so creepy. That was such a good transformation scene, though. They needed to show that.
Mhm.
Correct. Unlike for another example was like Star Trek V, where Cybok would mind meld and just convert you instantly. This gave you that transition period where you felt that Indy's individuality was ceremonially removed in a way.
Yeah.
Short Round was
Also,
so smart.
I know,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. He waited
I
till
got
they were out of the way.
plans.
Yeah, which I loved it. He was like a little mini Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
You know?
totally.
True.
Resourceful.
Mhm.
Willie.
Yeah. She gets mad at him here for not recognizing her. She's so self-centered and hysterical.
Yeah.
You can see that Harrison Ford's in pretty good shape in this scene.
Yeah,
Yep.
he really is.
Mhm.
It's probably the best shape I think I've ever seen him.
Well, he knew he was going to be in the scene without his shirt, so he worked out extra.
Yeah. We're not that dumb. Like,
Yeah, you got to prepare for such things. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not giving you 5 stars on Yelp.
No.
Oh boy.
That's the same shot from the first victim.
Yeah.
Over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she's like covering up.
Yeah, it's odd that they didn't do it with her. You know, I understand from filmmaking perspective why they did it, but
Yeah.
technically it's odd that they skipped that step here.
Yeah.
Because he kind of does it figurative. He does it here. He gets the power, and then he just kind of symbolically does it, which is a little awkward.
Maybe because it's a lady.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I love the smile on his face.
we
Yeah.
might kill people in lava, but we will not harm a woman.
Oh.
Maybe he had a better plan.
Indiana Jones is in a trance.
He
Yep.
is. That's the poisoned apple. You're in an altered state.
Yeah. What a shot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love that shot.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. They captured this guy's villainous essence
Yeah.
so well in these
Yes.
scenes.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a lot to say. He doesn't have a long speech.
Mhm.
Well,
It's
like I
just,
think Lorena said it earlier, it's the presence. You know, he
yeah.
has that.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like the presence of when you darn, I'm forgetting which Harry Potter movie it was, but when you first meet Dolores Umbridge
Mm.
and she's just cringy and you just know something is not right about this chick. You can't put your finger on what it is.
Is she like the bureaucratic teacher?
Yeah.
Yes, she was doing all the edicts and she's
Yeah.
hated more than Voldemort because she hurts children.
Yeah. Yeah. Outrightly.
Yes.
She spits at him.
I think this is where you finally like if you were having some bad feelings about Lily, I mean you really like feel bad for her now. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
she's
Well,
like,
I mean,
oh my God.
yep.
God, he really is brainwashed. He thinks Disney Star Wars is good.
Yeah,
Mark.
Kathleen Kennedy, Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh man.
We'll
Oh,
snap him
so
out of
I
that
love
trance
this
soon enough.
when the children are like looking up at him with such
Mhm.
hope. Like he was like he's
You gotta
Indiana
do
Jones.
it. You gotta do it.
That's a great stunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's fully capable of commanding his own adventures.
Oh yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
The thing is that he actually went on to choreograph fight scenes and so he's still in great physical shape.
Oh, really? I didn't know he
Yeah.
did fight scene choreography.
Yeah, yeah.
He was great in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
And you know, I didn't even know that was him at first when I was watching it. And I forgot how I was looking something up. I think I was looking up another actor or actress in the show on IMDb. And when I
Mhm.
clicked on, I was like, what was he in? And I was like, Indiana Jones. And then I was like, Short Round. I was like, this is the best
Short
little
Round,
Easter
yeah.
egg ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, she
good.
makes it pretty far in this process.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's just say this. Seeing him was a lot of fun to look at, but so impractical for her like to be so close to the fire and not like be
Oh,
dead.
catch fire or pass out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that scene really sets up. I mean, we already know that Indy's now. Look what it takes. We talk about the sacred fire and everything. It takes fire to snap him out of this.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
When she gets stuck there and you're looking at the lava, it's like, what's going on?
That's a great line. Indy, I love you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's adorable. I love that. Like I said, this was when as a boy. Yeah, this was the best thing ever to see Indy.
Yeah.
That you saved Indy. You know, one of you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, I've got him. Okay, kid.
The
You're like,
fact that y'all
yeah,
couldn't
Indy.
pick up the
Yeah.
change in pitch. Something was- and
So
they're both
awesome.
fighting. I love this.
I love it, man. Yeah,
Short leg
that's
Yeah.
great
gets
stuff.
What a great tag team.
Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all, don't forget about
Jeez.
me.
Oh boy.
some people don't want him to save Willie. Sorry.
That's true.
Yeah.
I understand.
Pole vaults him out of there.
Here we go. Throw him in.
Poor thing.
Yeah, she's pretty out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a lot of smoke inhalation going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, that escape that he just did is
That's like a Batman
reminiscent.
villain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's reminiscent of the escape of one of the actors, or one of the bad guys in Live and Let Die. I don't know if you guys are familiar with
that's
that
right.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
What
down
year
in
did
New
that
Orleans.
come
You'd
out?
love that.
Yeah, you would like it.
Oh,
What
okay.
year
That-
did Live and Let
wait a
Die
minute.
come
Yes.
out?
Yeah, that was, I
71?
think, 1971 or 73. Was it 71?
Early 70s. It's Moore's first Bond film. I love that movie. Oh,
1973.
That's my
73,
favorite.
okay.
That's my favorite
wow.
Bond movie for real. That is
Mm.
my favorite Bond movie.
And you got a lot of voodoo in that one.
Lots of voodoo.
Oh, that's the voodoo one. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a staple in New Orleans. You got to go to the Voodoo Museum.
Mm.
All that.
It's really good.
Lorena, were you born and raised in Florida?
No, I was actually born and raised in Philadelphia.
Oh,
So
okay.
my parents were the ones who came to the Philly area, like in the 70s. So it was kind of strange. They didn't leave like with the Great Migration in like the 20s and 30s. They didn't go there to like the to late 60s, early 70s. So yeah, all my relatives live here. live here. Between here to New Orleans, we've never gone like more than 50 miles from like the shoreline.
Oh, this is great.
He said, "I'm a."
She just
There you go. Yep.
It's like, whoa.
That's how you know she's okay.
Yeah.
He saved her though. He did
Good
it.
girl, yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh.
did.
She's slightly cooked. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
As the kids say, she's cooked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Aw.
Dun, 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 dun.
Aw,
the hat.
great hats.
That's what I mean. Like these are
Aw.
magical scenes. I feel like the modern filmmakers are missing a shot like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it takes up maybe 45 seconds of the film, but it does so much for the audience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Thanks, kid." You know, so he's thanking him. You saved
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You forgot to give him a Coke, though.
Thanks, Mean Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is good stuff too. This look on his face when he realizes they're enslaving and harming children. Right here, I
Yeah.
love this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You think the movie maybe is over at that point, and then we get another,
Yeah.
what, 20
Look at
minutes
that
at least
look.
of adventure.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're messing with kids.
And they're so cute.
Little March of the Wooden Soldiers feel to this, too, with
Oh,
all the
yeah.
fighting back. Yep.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite movies too.
I think the Ewoks did that move, right? Throwing stones
Yeah.
from.
Oh yeah.
True.
Yeah.
This is good stuff. And by the way, the soundtrack for Temple of Doom, it's called the Slave Children's Crusade. It's one of the best. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's beautiful music. It's got pretty heavy timpani drums, and it just captures the spirit of this segment.
I would say that
wow.
this score is almost, I would say, even better than the first
It's
Uh,
right. It's hard to. You don't want to say it because Raiders is such a classic movie,
Mhm.
but there's so much added in.
the range of the music. John Williams is in his prime at this point. He just penned Empire Strikes Back, and now he's doing so much with themes and power and music. E.T. was 82.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has incredible music, and they haven't seen Sunlight. Poor kids.
That John Williams
Yeah.
documentary on Disney is really worth watching. If
What is
anyone
it?
hasn't seen it. The John Williams documentary on Disney.
Oh,
really
I gotta
good
watch
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Poor Indy. There's always a guy bigger than him throwing him around.
Yes.
Oh my God! I dumped him in there.
Poor short round.
Yeah.
You leave him alone.
Of course, you can't just kill him the easy way, right? I love it.
Yeah.
Classic
Mhm.
This
comic
guy
book
gives Indy
villain
some
trope.
problems.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I hate that.
Oh, that was crazy.
And every time that kid sticks a pin in the voodoo doll, it's
Yeah.
like right when Indy was turning the tides in the fight. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh gosh, this scene so awful.
Oh yeah. This always kind of
Definitely-
freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
Me
oh,
too.
no.
Definitely not OSHA safe machinery here.
Mm-mm.
The classic, the classic serials, classic, silent film,
Yep.
Buster Keaton stuff. Yep.
Come on, kid, go save Indy.
And you have to this is what I like about these older films, especially from the 80s, is you have to you're physically a part of these sets. Like you have to imagine these sets for these choreographed fights.
Yeah.
You have to be on the conveyor belt. There has to be the wheel. There has to be the ladder. There has to be, so they really use their sets with great physicality.
Yeah.
And Spielberg said he didn't storyboard this. He just kind of went to the set and they just started shooting, scenes. And
Wow.
a lot
They
of
did a great job, though.
And mostly you can't tell it's a stunt double. It's
No.
and then they did the close-ups when Ford came back to the set, so that's all stunt double there.
Wow.
And then they filmed that close up when he was recovered from his back surgery.
And this is just a classic way to kill a kind of a side villain.
Yeah.
Short round riding on the water.
Oh gosh.
But again, they're using everything on the set to make the action.
Oh no.
Great kinetic energy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna. Oh, it's so close. It's so
Not the hat.
close.
Not looking good
Not the
for
hat.
Indy.
Mm-mm.
He's gonna die.
What will happen to our hero?
Yeah,
that's exactly. Yeah, that's exactly when you would get that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And even Willie helped this time. She gave him like a little.
She threw rocks at him.
Well, no, she gave him a canister to like hit him.
That's right.
And that turned the tides for a few minutes.
The
But didn't help.
cutscene between Indy beating this guy and Short Round.
I love that shot. It's like the same punches.
Yes.
This is great. Guys, like,
don't wear capes. Don't wear capes.
No capes. No capes.
It's so crazy because he's trying to save him.
He's actually trying to save him. Yeah.
He's
like, sorry, man.
You're too heavy for me. I tried to save you, and then there's
man.
He just flatlined.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Oh.
Did you really freaking stab me?
Oh, and he snaps him out of it. Yep.
With the fire, right?
Yep.
And now he's like, what happened to me?
Like, what am I doing?
That's a Wilhelm scream there.
It's funny. Even my kids know the Wilhelm scream now.
Yeah, it's like
12 and 9 years old, and they can spot a Wilhelm when it happens. Where did the Wilhelm scream originate from?
Oh,
Does
man,
anyone
I
know?
should know this.
Don't know.
I should
Let me look it up
this.
because now I'm curious.
Yeah. I've I've been told like at least 5 different times.
Wilhelm scream originated in the 1951 movie Distant Drums, where it was recorded as part of a scene involving an alligator attack.
Oh,
It was reused in 1953, but it became famous because Lucas added it back into Star Wars.
Oh,
Oh, that's great. Another little Easter egg from the 50s that Lucas
that's
repackaged for us.
nice, and it makes sense.
Nice
ooh,
fighting
good
short
work.
round.
Yeah.
He said he used to he loved watching kung fu movies. Yeah,
Look,
so
yes,
he just copied the kung fu. Jackie Chan, he really loved Jackie Chan. Yeah.
and that's what we were saying earlier with this film. Just with like all the kung fu that's in it, it's
Yeah.
like you just eat it up.
I love this. He just
This is
climbed
great.
right over.
Yeah.
It's the like small little comedic moments along the way too that makes it so much fun.
Great stunts. Yeah.
Yeah, like all of this has
Oh,
been
yeah.
fully imagined. Look at this. Great stuff. Look at that
And that's
shot.
why I love the Indiana Jones stunt spectacular in Florida. It's just so
Yes,
awesome. Yeah.
Do they still do that, Lorena?
they do. And the funny thing is, last time I went, and they were like, "Who's a fan of Indiana Jones movies?" And they're all clapping and said, "Who's excited for Dial of Destiny?"
No.
No one.
Crickets, and I was streaming that live too.
Oh,
Bueller.
wow.
That's sad.
Oh
Oh,
no.
that's hysterical, Lorena. You need to make a YouTube short out of that.
You know what? Yeah, I should. I'll have to dig it. Dig it up. It was hilarious, but people love the stunt show, even though they changed some stuff I don't like.
Didn't some
But
people get
overall, people
hurt?
enjoy it.
Didn't some people get hurt? So then they changed up a couple of things or something. Some of the stunt people got hurt, I thought.
I didn't hear that they got hurt, but they changed it for modern audiences.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I have footage of the stunt spectacular from like 1995.
Oh wow.
Yeah, or it might have even been 92.
Ah,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
so cool.
Well, they don't have the Yahtzee symbol on the plane in the
Oh,
stunt
what?
show. Spectacular. Yep.
Yeah, they got rid of that.
They took that off. Yep.
They've got the female stunt person beating up the guys
Well, you
instead
gotta do
of the
that.
person they faux pick from the audience, and they seem to get just beat up all the time. But it turns
Yep.
out it's actually a stunt double. That was funny.
Oh, they
that
took that
was
away?
Oh, nice.
Took that out.
They took that out?
Yeah.
This minecart chase is absolutely over the top. So it had been years since I rewatched this. I probably watched it last year, and I was like, "Oh my god, this movie is absolutely out of its mind."
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
off the
to try to do
rails,
this.
off literally.
You don't
Literally.
get a break, and you
Yeah.
don't care.
I
Yeah,
was like, they are
fun.
just going for it.
yeah.
And they only have one section of track that's pretty small that's real, so they just kept shooting the same segment over and over. They said they just changed the
Change the
lighting and changed a
lighting,
few
yeah.
things just to try to make
Oh
it look
my
different
gosh.
each time. But it is
Well,
one
and
of the great scenes, yeah.
I love the
Amazing.
shot where it goes off the rails and the music and the sound stops, and then it lands again and it all picks right back up.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah.
Release the dam. Release the river.
Check that.
Ah,
The
How do you
old
know where you're
tree
going,
beard
Indy?
maneuver.
I hope
How
they
does he know
where
where
they're
he's going?
That's what I said.
yeah, they were supposed to go left, right? And they didn't.
Like how they're shooting it to change tracks.
There they go.
Wow.
This is absolutely crazy. And how they haven't made a ride yet.
That's what I can't believe.
Yeah.
I mean, this was made for that.
Yeah,
What's
the Indiana
the
Jones ride in Disneyland doesn't have the mine cart chase in it, but it does have the big huge stone from the first movie. It's a fun it's a fun ride. I liked it.
Oh.
I don't like
Yeah, I
that
like
they're
short
putting
ride.
it in Animal Kingdom because they're getting rid of dinosaur. But yeah, it was fun. The queue was amazing.
Oh,
This is
ooh.
nuts.
Yeah,
Stunt
that
Brat
was
didn't like it
insane.
though. She said it was too much of a neck jerker for her though.
Oh,
That's a while back in the chat, but yeah, I did go to Disneyland and we did do that. Years ago. It was fun. Yeah.
oh, crazy. Oh, no.
Phantom swing.
Yeah.
Willie gets in there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Boom.
There you go.
Kathleen Kennedy insert. No, just kidding.
I don't think she would be in such a nice outfit though.
Right here.
Fuck.
That is
Yeah.
just
That
wild.
was insane.
Oh man, here we go.
This is intense.
Yeah.
This would be more of a Black Swan retro where you have
Where,
a
like
force
everything.
of nature that creates chaos.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. Because you think like, okay, they're
Oh,
they're
didn't
already
the break?
doing something ridiculous, and now we're gonna up the stakes.
Oh yeah, the break.
My dad, for years, anytime he wanted water from a restaurant, he would be like, water from this movie. And it was
Yes.
funny. It got to a point where people didn't even know what he was referencing anymore. I had to tell him, like, Dad,
Too old.
you gotta retire that joke.
It's too old.
Yeah. This was hysterical. His feet catch on fire. That's like out of Wile E. Coyote and the
Yeah.
Wow.
Yowzers.
What are feet on
Hot,
fire?
hot.
Whew.
Lots of it.
No, he's hot.
Lots
Oh,
of
it's like
it.
maybe I should have.
Talk about manifesting.
Yes.
If you wish it, you'll get it.
Careful what you wish for, folks.
Yeah.
Ah, shoot.
God, this is just classic stuff. Outrunning the boulder, outrunning
Yes.
the water.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's not many
look,
slow scenes in this, right?
No.
yeah, no, they don't get to rest for a minute. Even like now, they're
Wow.
supposed to be like home free, and it's like, nope.
The dinner scene is maybe the slowest scene in the movie, right?
That's what I'm saying. Even in the slow scenes, you're not off the hook because you're watching such like disturbing imagery. You know?
Yeah.
Whoa.
The ground just like
Oh.
breaks right beneath them.
I remember watching it had to be like the late 80s, a documentary on how these scenes were filmed because it was early CGI efforts. And they were showing how like the bridge pieces falling down into the river and things like that.
Short round.
Look at him.
He's
Look
so
at-
cool. He's like, come on, follow me.
No problem.
Oh no, short round.
Right through.
Oh no, crocodiles.
You know, we got to give Willie Scott some credit. She saved them here. She doesn't get credit for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had a cat jump up on me.
Aw.
Oh shoot, it's time for you to eat. Okay, I'll get it for you in a little
I
bit.
love this callback to
Callback,
Raiders
yeah.
that kind of falls short.
Yes. Raider. Yeah,
Oh,
the
crap,
Raiders
no
saw
guns.
that.
No gun.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
work this time.
I was fooled too. I thought he had a gun too for a minute.
Yeah.
He's got the whip.
Mhm.
He's like, oh snap.
Oh, what is this a callback to, y'all?
Yes,
Yep.
the beginning of Raiders. Oh my goodness. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
That bridge is real. I mean, it's just so amazing
Yep.
they did that. Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Wow. I'm just looking it up. Indiana Jones was the third highest grossing film of 1984.
Wow.
You know what the
Yeah.
highest grossing movie was?
But
Beverly Hills Cop.
I should
Yeah.
have known that.
Followed by Ghostbusters, followed by Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, followed by Gremlins.
Wow.
Oh, what a
Ooh,
tough
love
year
that.
for movies.
So much. Yeah.
Wow.
And-
oh man, I love these scenes.
And what they did with these the guys falling in the water, they're dummies, and they put mechanisms in them with switches that would pull once they fell far enough. So that's
Yeah.
how they got the dummies to move.
Oh
You know,
wow.
pre CGI. So they have just like primitive, spring wound mechanisms in the dummies.
Yeah.
It's
No
just
stunt
like,
people were hurt in the filming of this scene. I assume.
This is one of the most classic shots of this film, I think. Him on the
Yes.
bridge with the sword.
Yes. Look at those
And
guns.
this is the ultimate gambit, right? We're
mhm.
all going
Yeah.
down. The good guy, whoever can make it, makes it.
I'm taking you down with me.
Yeah.
And then Mola Ram plays his chess piece, puts the people Indy loves and cares about on
Mhm.
there. But he also puts himself on there. And Short Round's line here is one of the best in the movie.
Yes, it
What's he
is.
saying?
Hold on, lady, we going for a ride.
And even better is her reaction. Oh my God.
What is he thinking?
This is great stuff. Hold on.
We-
Look at him. He's like, we're doing this.
oh
Here's the
my
thing.
God!
If you ever hear them talking in a different language, they don't want you to know something's about to go down. But she
I know,
does
right?
it right. You crazy.
And since it was a steel bridge, they had to rig explosives to snap the wires to film
dang.
this.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, wow. This
Worst
is
nightmare.
crazy.
Worst
Crazy.
nightmare.
So
Oh,
that's
this is
the dummies.
nuts.
See the dummies, but they're moving their feet and their arms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And wasn't this this was a single take, right, Mark? They couldn't do
Yeah,
it
it
a
was
second time.
Yeah, no,
Was
that
it?
one chance. Yeah, one chance at it. Yep.
So I remember in Raiders of the
Oh.
Lost Ark, there was a single take too. When Indy rides that statue into the wall, that was a one-time, one-shot only take. And again, here on the bridge.
Oh, look at the cute little death rolls the crocodiles are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a pretty rough situation to be in.
Yeah.
That's not a good view.
Yeah, throw him over there.
The alligators ever eat too much and not aren't hungry anymore? Maybe.
They'll drown their food and they'll hide it somewhere, and they'll go back and eat it.
Yeah, I feel like the alligators are like, dude, this is the best day ever.
I know.
Mhm.
Free food?
Just raining from the sky.
Yeah, come on, buffet, y'all.
We have Indian food and American cuisine. This is some great stuff.
I love this part.
Oh, yeah.
You betrayed Sheba.
Mm-hmm. And he
My
just
heart's still here.
goes into it. It's just like, wow.
See how evil he is. He's willing to sacrifice his own people.
Mhm.
That's such a classic move.
Yeah.
I always think of like Braveheart. Won't we hit some of our own? He's like, yes, but we'll hit some of theirs too.
Steel Legs
this is-
Sisters,
I love
Raining
Indy's
Men.
reaction.
LOL.
We shoot arrows at you. Ah, shoot arrows.
I love the way Indy takes a
He's like-
look back like he
he's
could
like,
do something
"Bitch."
about it.
Worst archers ever.
Yep.
They were trained in the Galactic Imperial Army.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, step on them. There you go.
This is great stuff. I always love when
Yeah.
there's a little bit of like real magic, like real divinity that comes, like these things catch fire.
Yeah. And especially believable considering everything that he's gone through.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh. What I love is that he sacrificed the stones.
Mm-hmm. Save one.
Yep.
Yeah. The one he needed for the village.
And then it cooled off.
Mhm.
Yeah, it burned Molaron, but not Indy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nasty
Happy
creatures.
gators.
Yeah.
Oh,
Indy, you
You're
better
right.
make
They are
time.
pretty bad at archery.
Yeah, they
like,
suck. Here comes the British cavalry.
Yeah, the old Brits.
They're better shots.
They're like
Yeah.
Mounties, aren't they? I guess,
Um,
no, I guess not.
no,
oh,
they're
they're surrounded.
part of the British
Empire.
Army,
Yeah.
because at this time, India was part of the British Crown.
1935.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's got the hand.
Hmm. Watch a
Yeah.
really good Indian movie called RRR.
Oh, I've seen it. It's
yeah.
great. I love it. I was
Ah,
just thinking about that, Lorena. It's so odd that you just
amazing
brought that
movie.
up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
got
RRR is
the
incredible,
song.
and it's done in pure Indian film tradition too. So it's so unusual to like for me, but I loved it.
Yeah, it's a Telugu language film, so it's not like Bollywood at all. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's astounding.
Ray Stevenson is in it as well.
Yes,
Yes.
he is.
Yes. Plays the bad guy.
And you
Yeah, I actually
see
couldn't believe
the
how much I love
village
RRR.
now. There's so much color
Yep.
and so
The
much
Broken
light.
Spell,
Hmm.
color and light and fertility symbolism.
Hmm. And the
And you got the
children are
great
all about.
theme going.
And then
Yeah,
all the
this is
kids
great.
come running in. Oh my gosh.
You know, I always
Yeah.
get a kick out of this because it's such a dramatic entrance. It's almost like Indy's like, let us go up there first.
Yeah.
And then
Hold back, kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Count to
So
You're not
10.
allowed in
important
yet.
to see it.
It's like, but our mothers, well, no, count to 10 and then run in
then
there.
go.
It's like Christmas morning. You got to wait till we
Mhm.
get all the pictures done first. Yep. Can't
And
open
what
the
a
presents yet.
what a contrast between the one boy who managed to stumble back to the village
Yeah,
in the beginning.
that boy made it happen.
Yeah. Well, they never tell you what happened to him. It looks like they take him away. Maybe he gets nursed back to health.
Maybe that's the second
Oh.
character in the short round adventures. His
Oh.
buddy.
I like how
Yeah.
you're thinking.
Yeah.
We would totally
this is-
accept that as an audience.
And then maybe this is where Indy returns not to take everything, right? Or yeah,
Right.
he's returns it to the village. He doesn't take it for gain yet.
And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I understand his power.
Yes, I love that line though. I understand
Yeah.
now. So you're right. Indy learns his lesson here. It's not about fortune
Yeah.
and glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, great point.
Yeah, you could have kept
missed
it. Yep.
You just put it in a museum. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these artifacts have such cultural power.
Yeah.
The ethics, I wrote a whole thing on the ethics of Indiana Jones because it seems like just an action film, but it's really about what is what is the ethical thing to do with these great artifacts that are
Exactly.
left behind.
Yeah, there's a movement to return some of the artifacts. Of course, in Great Britain they've got a lot of things from Greece, but it's like, well, in Egypt it's like, well, is that the only reason it survived, or what's
Well,
but
there's
they
some
have been
truth to
returning a
that.
lot of stuff. Yeah.
This
I mean,
was
I
so hot. I'm sorry. I love this.
He's like, get over here. You ain't
Yeah.
going anywhere.
I freaking
He's like,
love
all
that.
right.
I gotta try that
And
someday.
short round.
Yeah. Yeah. Skip the kissing. Good job, elephant.
But that's the same elephant that ate her dress, so we got to give him some leeway.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah. End on a great comedic scene there. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. All right, Jordan.
And
I
all the
agree.
kids, yeah. So they don't get it. They still don't get. Their kiss is always interrupted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yay, that is absolutely fantastic.
Oh my gosh, I love this darn film.
Wow, what a
Oh,
ride.
good.
I mean, it holds
Yeah.
up. The adventure, it holds up, man.
Oh yeah. Even to this day, just is just so good. If you can, whatever. If you have any qualms about it, sure. But for a lot of people, it really is like for me, it's part of my childhood. It's part of my childhood.
Mhm.
And just the fun of it. You don't every time I watch it, it's just such an amazing, fun time.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
any closing words about the movie we just watched?
Well, we're in 1984, everybody, and we just saw the sequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, the 80s film industry is booming. We're at that pinnacle, and we got more to come. You know, we've got Last Crusade in 1989, so there's more indie to come. And
Mhm.
really, secretly in my heart, that's where this trilogy properly ended. So, but what a ride Temple of Doom was! Just a total adventure. This film also stood, you know, could at the time stood aside because it had no Judeo-Christian artifacts. This was
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
completely different culture, and it was just fantastic. I loved it.
Oh,
Two
good.
thumbs up.
Yes.
I just I love this is like one of my favorite, again, one of my favorite Indiana Jones films. I love everything about it. And Doug, you're absolutely right. It's like you do not get a break. But for some of us Gen Xers who have a short attention span, we're like, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Yes.
That
We're
I
just
love it.
like, wow, is it really time to wait? Because it's just that good, with the
Yeah.
imagery, with the growth that we see. Indy, he goes from being just a fortune seeker, so to speak, to learning that there's some things where there's fortune that is not monetary, and he learns that. Even Willie Scott kind of calms down eventually. You run in a
Mhm.
short round who is like, Indy's little protege, and he's funny. It's like there are not any wasted characters in this film. Even the little boy who makes it to the village. There's a reason that he
Mhm.
makes it there, and that he has that piece of parchment with him. That figures in later in the story. So none of these are wasted. It's just a fun time, just a film to just sit back, have fun, be entertained, don't overthink it, at
Totally.
all. But we don't feel like the heroes or heroines are like not being used correctly. We're not being preached at. But I won't say not being preached at. Let's say it presents a lesson that if you get it, you're gonna get it. If you
Yep.
don't worry about it. You had a fun time watching the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a
Totally agree.
good morality tale. Yeah, so for me and all of us here, I think it's the nostalgia of seeing it, and of course for me, sharing that with my dad and getting to see this opening night. That's what I always say. It's like you can't, go to the movies when it's a good movie, like the Minecraft movies. Yeah, seeing all those clips of the kids having fun in theaters. Well, all right, maybe they shouldn't be throwing popcorn, but I mean they're having fun and they're getting to the movie, and that's what a movie experience is about. So that's what's so great about it. And I got this for Christmas last year, and I never
Oh,
built this, so
oh, well, me
I gotta
too.
build
Oh, the
I
Lego
gotta
set.
build this one. Yeah, I got
Oh,
the
That's
I
wow.
from
got this Lego.
Raiders, though, right?
This is Raiders, I know, yeah, but I gotta I gotta get this going
Let
and
me know what you
do a
think,
build.
Mark, because my son loves Legos, and we build a lot of Legos together. And the only reason I didn't buy that is because I was mad at Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think there's a Kathleen Kennedy figure in there. No, okay, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Put her in the dancing scene in Temple, yeah. But this is just such a fun movie to watch. And you're right, Lorena. That's a great thing. Just don't overthink it too much, right? When the mine cart jumps from one set of tracks to the other. Yeah, there's no way it's ever gonna land on the tracks, but it's indie, so it does, right? So
Yeah.
don't
Mhm.
worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just enjoy it and have fun. And yeah, I just think some of the looking back at some of these movies, the controversy. It's just I just don't get it. But if you feel that way, that's fine too. But I don't. And
Yeah.
Spielberg, I'm like they really don't like the. They're looking back and you watch the documentaries and they're like, I really don't like this movie. I'm like, this movie is so good. How can you not? How can you
Well,
not like it? So
Well, and the spirit
yeah.
of the film is so good. Like we were just talking about RRR. They portray the British and the white people really poorly in them. I didn't care. It was such a great movie.
yeah,
So the spirit of the film is what I think is the most important because it's done so well. So you deal with it. Don't. It's not about you all the time. It's about this great story.
And there's good and bad on all sides, right? And part of the the Indian culture, there's good and bad. There's good and bad in the
Yeah,
English
exactly.
culture. So it's just it wasn't just picking out to say, hey, we're going to paint all these people as bad. I thought
Right,
so,
Yeah.
right.
I don't
but
think
Again,
that
people are
the
was
still
the
mean
intent.
sensitive.
spiritedness, I think, is
No.
what I hate the most. They're just
Yeah.
mean spirited.
It
Yeah.
seemed very just matter of fact. This is the times that it's set in, and you have, you know, your people who are not so good, the other people who are not so good, but in the middle, people just trying to understand each other. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I got.
Yeah. And I just wanted to answer Keith E's
Oh,
question here. So, what's Lorena's movie tonight?
oh, the movie tonight we are watching is Ip Man from 2008. There's actually a
Yeah.
trilogy of these films, but it
Yep.
is a, we'll say, hmm, film based on actual events. Ip Man, who was the mentor to, of all people, Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Really?
So yes,
I
yes, the
just
book
looked it up. It's got the actor from Rogue One.
and
Yes.
John Wick 4,
Donnie.
Donnie Yen. You've got the choreography, which was done by legend Sammo Hung. It is an amazing trilogy of movies, but we're going to watch the first one tonight at
Wow.
8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
Yeah.
So much fun. And I have seen most of it and I've seen clips of it, but I haven't seen all of it. So this will be my first time actually sitting down and watching it.
So,
Great.
Lorena,
Uh,
you've seen all three films,
Yes, I've seen
and
all
you're a
three
big
films.
fan?
Yes, like I'm a fan of kung fu movies in general, especially like from Hong Kong. Because when I was a kid growing up, on the weekends you'd have
yes.
like monster theater, then Godzilla, then you have kung fu theater, and there were so many of those films that I used to
Oh
watch,
yeah.
with the bad dubbing, but you didn't care
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the story was like, man, this is deep. This this is
Oh,
really good.
amazing stories. And I haven't even gotten to some of the ones
Uh,
yet from the 70s and 80s, but those are so good. But
So
I
is that trilogy all made by the same team then, Lorena, or is it just
Yes, I believe this is all the same team.
all the
Oh,
Mhm.
same
good.
thing?
You get a
So they,
consistent
they
vision.
they did different parts of his life. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they did, like, the early part of his life, then, like, the middle part of his life,
Okay.
latter part of his life. There's 4 movies actually that they
Okay.
do, and in each one, there's an incarnation of Bruce Lee.
Oh wow. Yep.
Really?
Yes,
yeah.
really.
So
And
I
Wow.
Yeah.
do
Yeah, I've
have
got
a
Bruce Lee's the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, and the book written by his daughter, Be Water, my friend. And
Mhm.
there is some great stuff about the warrior ethos that Bruce Lee really has. There's a lot of wisdom there. It's not just punching and kicking. And
yes.
if you can learn a lot about the warrior ethos and ethics of force and all sorts of things from him.
Yes,
Bonzo
absolutely.
says IP Man is about a studio executive who searches for new books to adapt.
Yeah. Well, just so that way you guys know, I have the link in the chat
Yes.
here for you to be able to get there. And Keith E is letting me know that and for moderators, you all are moderators. Everybody's on that's in the panel that you guys can put any links you want. But I do have links for you guys tonight in my description. So yeah, I
Thank you.
just
Ooh.
decided to put it in there permanently, so all my videos will have your links in it from now
Oh,
on,
Oh,
thank you.
okay.
Awesome.
including Anti-Derivative Jill, who's amazing, and Lance from the Outcast Creative. Since you guys have been so instrumental in helping me and my channel, I definitely want to make sure people have a way to contact you guys. So,
Thank you.
Nice. Thank
And I'll just
yeah,
throw
you.
yeah.
out there next week, Thursday, we'll be premiering our final episode on my channel covering the Kennedy era of
Oh,
Lucasfilm. And Lorena has been on there multiple times. I think Retro's been on every single discussion, and
yes,
we have covered it. We have crawled through each little a couple years, and the texture of the conflict changes. And we're doing 2024 to 2025, the end of it. So, and Lorena's going to give us her final thoughts on the Galactic Star Cruiser and Galaxy's Edge, and so
Mhm.
we're going to get into the
Great.
last gasp, the fall of the Empire, it is called. So join us next Thursday
App
at
title.
2 p.m.
oh, awesome. And oh, just before I get to that, I wanted to let you guys know for sure. Douglas's channel has just started, and on that channel we are we've been doing this series on Kathleen Kennedy, and it's been really amazing, amazing videos, and I think a lot of people have been watching. So everybody, make sure you definitely for sure go over there on Douglas's channel and check that out because it is really good stuff, really good conversations we're having over there. And Charles says Mike Tyson versus Ip Man is an awesome fight scene in the third movie.
Yeah,
What? Tyson?
Tyson.
He's my second favorite boxer.
Amazing. Who's your first?
Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali's my favorite boxer. Mike Tyson's my second favorite boxer. And then probably George Foreman is my third.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And Bonzo Kilburn says Samurai Sunday was the bomb. Bad dubbing was a feature.
Yes.
Oh.
Every parody that's done of a kung fu movie, the bad dubbing
Oh, that's part of
always
that's part of the fun.
always has to be included in it. It's hilarious.
That is great.
Yeah, yeah. And Dope-tastic says this channel is the bomb. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Stunt Brett says Mike Tyson totally bites.
Especially in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
That
vampire
was
movie.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that was a good one.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, I think it is. We've had such a really good time, and everybody. And we've promoted your channel. Any last words? Did anybody want to plug of any few like things that are happening on your channel really quickly?
One thing that's happening on my channel besides the usual lineup, next Thursday evening, I haven't decided what time yet, I'm going to be streaming live from Epic Universe.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome. When is that, Lorena?
On Thursday, April 17th. That's the first day of pass holder previews that Universal is doing for Epic
Wow.
Universe. So a lot of people are going to be streaming during the day. My favorite thing is to stream in the evening. So we're going to stream in the evening.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
That's going to be big. I think Epic Universe is big trouble for Disney. And I think they've just completely underestimated the change in the culture toward video game adaptations and video game storytelling. And like, look at Minecraft, how much fun people had going to see that. Even if the film has a lot of flaws, it was fun and people gave it a free pass because it was fun,
It was just fun, and it was for the audience that it was meant for.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
who they catered to, and they got rewarded for it.
I think
Yeah.
Epic Universe is going to be huge. And I love that you're right out on the forefront of it.
yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
It's
so much
so much fun.
for doing that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
For us who are like looking on in the articles and looking at all of the posts, and we're just sort of like, well, we're never going to get there and see it, but we got Lorena there, like right there to share her experience. It's really awesome. So thank you so much. Let's see. I have one other thing. Keith E says, will we eventually do Indy 3
Indy
and
3.
Indy 4? Definitely Indy 3. I don't know about 4. But Indy 3 is such a great movie. The Last Crusade, fantastic movie, and definitely worth a great conversation. So I will be definitely covering that in multiple forums. And
We
especially
might pass over Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
yeah, maybe.
Well, it did make the last movie look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might do like a movie talk on that one, but it's just doesn't seem like it's I don't know, that it was a tough one for me to get into. And anything else? I think we're good.
Well, I just
All right.
I'll plug Sunday Night Geekery, so 10 p.m. Eastern. Come on by to hang out and talk nerd and comic books and movies and maybe a little barbecue and food thrown in now and then, and an A. I always get getting people to spend money. So
I like barbecue.
Tempting us with food. Just really quickly, Justin says, "What did you think of Young Indiana Jones?"
Not bad.
I loved it.
Yeah.
What,
It was
now,
a
is
Lucas
that a series?
Lucas removed the old Indiana Jones meddling again. So the original show had, an old Indy, and he didn't like that. So now on the DVDs, you don't have the old Indy segments anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is the TV show, right?
the
Am I
TV show.
correct?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
the
So they
TV
had,
Okay.
show.
I've
yes,
never seen it.
that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the
I'll
Young
take a
Indiana
look at it.
Jones Chronicles, right?
Yeah, and
So,
River Phoenix is young Indy, isn't he? In
yes, he
In
Yeah,
the
is.
and
movie.
Crystal
River
Mhm.
Phoenix.
Skull.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, yeah, and Last Crusade, which was amazing. Okay, so I will have to catch up with that and take a look at that one day. That's on my to-do list, Justin. Thank you
Yep.
for mentioning that. And definitely, I think you've already talked about Douglas. You've already talked about the next thing that's coming out for you. And so for me, I think we all have been hearing over and over during the night that next week Willow is going to be the sort of the crowning movie that we're going to be watching in the watch party. So, we'll definitely have Lorena. I think I have you on my list here to join us for that,
Yeah.
and also Koj, who was in the chat. He's also going to join us for the
Oh,
first
cool.
time. So that will be
Great.
really awesome.
Nice.
This is just one of my favorite movies.
Val
Love
Kilmer, right?
Willow.
And
Yeah.
Yes, and so I
yeah.
think
Mhm.
it's special. I didn't know that this was going, he was going to pass, but I love the fact that at least I'll be able to kind of celebrate him with his life with at
Mad
least one
Mardigan.
movie. Yes,
Yeah.
so he was, yeah, one of my that one hit hard. I actually
Yeah.
felt
Yeah.
really terrible about that, and
Well, and I think because he came back for Top Gun Maverick,
yes,
Yes.
it
yes.
was so perfect. And now we have that forever, that
Mhm.
return,
Yeah. Okay. So, well, guys, I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna head over to Lorena's channel soon. Gonna make Elisa a little snack to eat.
No monkey
But
brains.
yeah, or a snake with millions of snakes inside.
Mhm.
Oh God.
Nightmare fuel for sure. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. I hope some of you will join us over on Lorena Creole's channel, and I hope you'll join us later on in the week with all of the different things that are happening on all of our channels. And for now, stay nerdy and stay stay retro and stay nerdy. There you go.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.
In the neon light she stands, retro girl with nerd commands. Memory lane she takes your hand to the past where good times land. Pixels glow and screens do hum. Hear the beat of retro drum. Geeks unite, oh here we come. Nerdy world where we're from. Retro logo leads the way. In the night to yesterday. All the nerds come out to play. She's the light, won't go away. Film and movies on rewind. Good old days in nerdy mind. Retro nerd girl you will find, guiding us all intertwined. Joystick games and cosmic fights. Wondrous days and sleepless nights. With her everything feels right. Retro glow in neon lights. Retro logo leads the way. In the night to yesterday. All the nerds come out to play. She's the light, won't go away. phase in nerdy mind. Retro nerd girl you will find, guiding us all intertwined. Joystick games and cosmic fights, wondrous days and sleepless nights. With her everything feels right, retro glow in neon lights.